It's close. Close. It's midnight somewhere, nigga.
What?
It's almost midnight somewhere, nigga. When doing good goes. I just noticed the title of this other. When doing good goes sideways.
I might be bugging. We won't talk about it.
I mean,
I might be bugging.
Possible. Yeah, it's possible. You could very well be bugging. You could very well be bugging. We all occasionally bug. So
I don't think I'm bugging though. I don't think so, but it's possible.
I mean, yeah. Even sometimes that you could be bugging, and there's truth in that. What up, Biddy? What up, McKenna? Sean P.
What's going on?
You could be bugging, but also just because you're bugging don't mean you're wrong. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
It could just mean your response to it is OD,
right,
or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's all that could be. But you might very well be correct, sir. You are correct, sir. Hold on for 1 second. I need to kitten proof something real quick.
What up, Jason? Kitten proof. He's had cats long enough to realize there's no such thing. And most of the time, kittens are worse than the grown cats. So I don't know what he plans on accomplishing. But I don't think it's going to work. Well, it might work in the case that he locks the kitten upstairs and don't say nothing. What up? What up? Kenneth said he got back from a walk just in time. 103, 79% humidity. Yikes. So only extremely humid by the time she got back. Yeah. I was having a conversation with your mother. I came to the conclusion that Florida's not a real place. That's how I sleep at night. Florida is not a real place. Can't be. God dang. What's wrong?
How come I got a feeling that's not going to work? But anyway,
it's not going to work. I was just telling them that, but
it's not going to work.
Yeah, you messed up my joke though.
What
I was about to ask you, did you prove the kitten?
Yo, you stupid.
Because you said,
first of all,
kitten proof.
I'm gonna need Schrodinger over there to mind his damn business. That's number one. That's number one. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that might be my favorite psychological experiment. Experiment, yo.
Just saying, yo. Mind his damn business. He need to grow up already. Are we still doing this kitten shit?
No,
are we still doing this kitten shit?
What the fuck? I'm gonna see. I don't remember what order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see Guardians and Spider-Man this weekend.
Okay.
One of them's today and one of them's tomorrow. I don't remember which order.
Yeah, because you kind of late.
Nigga,
you're not late.
I mean, I'm not late for Spider-Man, but yeah, the Guardians. Yeah.
All I can tell you is without wait a minute, McKenna says my mom will be hopping on soon. They try to go to the beach, but Daytona Beach is so eroded. The stairs are gone. And it's about the storm, not to mention the severe riptide one. Damn. Yo, it's Armageddon down there.
No, I was telling her while you was gone. I was talking to Cindy over the week when I came to the conclusion, Florida's not a real place. And here's the thing. I'm not concerned with what science says. Right. Florida's not a real place. It's the only way I can actually sleep at night. Florida's not real.
It's not real. It's like,
and someone might say, well, SPJ, you've been to Miami, Jacksonville, or listen.
Have I though?
I don't recall. I don't know what you're talking about.
You get a dream that you
I don't know what you're talking about. And somebody say, oh, but you talked about it on the show.
Are you sure about that though?
Find it.
Pull up the episode.
Yeah, pull up the episode.
Pull up the episode. You know what I'm saying? Man, Florida is imaginary, like unicorns, like unicorns and gravity.
Bruh. Yo, to continue the science-phobic rhetoric, it's only a theory.
Yo, I remember years ago, boy, I saved myself a lot of trouble with that test right there. Before I get into any conversation with any motherfucker on science, I first ask them to define theory and scientific usage. If they give me that horse shit colloquial thing, I know not to. Don't waste your time, bro. Like walk away. Walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is not worth it. You cannot repair the years that they languished in 5th grade biology, not learning a motherfucking thing.
But it's like, only a theory.
Yeah, it's just a theory. It sure is. All right. That's what's up. Glad to hear it. Glad you told me now. Verm says working on these roofs are getting oh my good bro, are you working? You doing
that's
roofing?
That's disrespectful. That's completely disrespectful.
Bro,
you deserve a series of raises.
You deserve so much more.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
That's terrible.
You know, it's really bad. I remember as a kid, because I knew some grown ass men.
And it's just June.
Man, that's the other thing. It's
gonna get worse.
Yeah. Although this morning, I was wondering if it rained last night, and I didn't know, because when I went upstairs to the kitchen, I opened the window in the kitchen. This breeze came through. I was like, "Whoa! Did it rain?" Because it was warm yesterday.
I was like, "Nigga, warm? No, nigga. Yesterday here, I don't know about over in College Park. Nigga, here it was hot.
I was wearing shorts, so
nigga.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that, bro. Like it was definitely that. But you know what though? I think I'm pretty well acclimated. But I don't think it's comparable to what I'm gonna have to deal with later this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think, because that's the near the equator.
So I had this argument with Chrissy, right? About temperature. And here's one of those things. Actually, it kind of ties into something that's going to happen later.
Right.
But here's one of those things that when you're having a conversation, you need to make sure that y'all are on the same page about what you're actually saying.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between what the recorded temperature is, what the relative temperature is,
what the
real feel is, all that. So like it would be like, this was like early May, it would be like 66 or something, but it would be 1 o'clock. So I'm like, yo, it's hot outside.
Right.
She's like, it's not hot, it's only 66 degrees. Yeah, but it's the height of the day.
Right.
The sun has been out for
warming the air up, doing
60, 68 at night or super early morning.
Yeah, that's warm.
Could be cool.
Yeah, that's true too. It depends, bro.
It depends. And then, you know,
I literally experienced that this year alone. Like when they said, when I look at the temperature and see what, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be nice outside. Yeah, and then I go out there and it's cold. And it feel cold. And it's like, hold on, but it's 66, but it feels cold. Yeah. Look, McKenna said actual temp is only 83 degrees now, but real feel was 103.
Disrespectful. Just simply disrespectful. Again,
it's smack you in your face.
Don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know I saw something the other day, a video where this guy was doing a tour. Well, no, this woman was doing a tour of her Airbnb, right? I'm down there in Panama. And it was nice. It was decent, right? But what I noticed, one of the workers that was outside of the building, he had one of them neck fans going on and shit. So I said, it must be hot as shit right now because my man out there working, right? So, but I will say for whatever the temperature was and the fact that he was out there doing physical labor, the sweat wasn't pouring. I think it was that neck fan, yo. Like, I have to get me, I'm getting the most expensive one. Fuck the dumb shit. Right. Yeah, I got that. That's the one I'm talking about. I'm getting that. Fuck out of here, bro. I just didn't want to get it too soon and then it break. Or, fuck that. Nah. Shit is crazy, bro. Yeah. So we jumped on. I had a meeting right before the show, so it took a little time. So I guess we can just go into what the fuck we supposed to be doing. So I'll start with my week because I'm pretty sure by this title, it's ass. So this week we went to see Into the Spider-Verse. And of course, there will be no spoilers on this episode because it just came out. It just came out. But I will say this about it. My impressions on it is that it was an inspiring, for somebody that writes fiction, it's inspiring to see other people do really well with that shit in that space. The twists, the turns, the narrative. And even though, because I write, I can sometimes predict a lot. I see, that's foreshadowing. That's going to be blah, 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 this, that, another. It doesn't change how skilled the people are writing this shit.
Correct.
Like, and I have to marvel at it, literally. I have to marvel at it. Also, I don't know, did I mention this last week that we went to see the Little Mermaid thing?
No.
I mentioned that on the show. So here's the thing. Full disclosure. I don't give a rat's ass about the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to see it.
At all. It's just, it never was my thing. Like, I mean, it's me. What about that you think would attract me to this? I don't care about that. But the reason we all went is because motherfuckers went out of their way. And that girl got that job.
Oh, yeah.
To ruin that experience for her. Out of their way to do it. So I went out of my way, because I'm petty. I went out of my way to give some money so to help the numbers, right? Because that's the other part of it. If they succeed in making it not make a lot of money, then they feel justified in their bullshit.
Actually, that's one of the topics.
So good. So also, I don't like seeing people act that way about, and because they always direct their shit to the person that just went and got a job. B.
Sure, that's facts.
Just went and got a job. You can feel about the way you want to feel, but that's your business. She just went and got a job. Well, she was supposed to, I won't be accepting this role. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And it was pretty much what I expected. I don't care about it. I'm sorry. That shit don't. It don't.
No, I'm not really.
Me.
Yeah.
It don't pull me. And of course, one other thing is, so far, just a new update on the Wasp front. I have been doing my due diligence and even checking in areas where I don't traditionally check because I kind of feel like they on that shit now with, oh no, we're gonna beat him. Right? We're gonna beat him. So the other day I did see something really weird.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I saw what appeared to be another wasp. But this time, so the beam, the metal beam that holds up the roof on the porch has holes, a dot, like a slot where it goes in and it can go up into the wood. I saw the thing go up in there. So you know I'm paranoid at this point, like, hold up. Please don't tell me you decided to go up in there to create your little shit, because I can't reach that. Like, I can't reach that. You know what I'm saying? If I have to set the whole porch on fire to get you out of there, you know what I'm saying? Please don't force my hand.
Now remember what I said last week, nigga. you was on here talking your shit. Remember.
Listen, this is just speculation.
To give homage to Dr. Ian Malcolm. Life finds a way.
Listen. All I'm saying is, I'm just speculating at this point. But I'm also pretty paranoid at this point. This is what war does to you.
and to stay on the Jeff Goldblum. Magnificent. No, sorry.
Your ass. Your ass. Look, I'm just saying, it's
for the record, everybody, I know that was Benicio.
Of course,
Thorough.
But
now, I make sure. Because there's sometimes that I say things on here and people don't understand that I'm.
Well, yeah. That is true. That is also true. But and of course, I think the most important thing this week is that we have managed, with the help of our supporters, to have 311 backers to our Kickstarter. Excuse me. God damn it. 313 backers. I'm looking right at it. I saw it go up. 313 backers total so far in our Kickstarter, and we have a 1 day and an hour left. The current number is 14,556, and I see no reason why it shouldn't be possible for us to reach that 15, which would be amazing, but it's already amazing. And that's thanks to you guys.
Thanks.
Allowing us to be able to continue the company moving and then bring to you all of the things that we promised to bring to you. Yeah. Right? That's the supporters doing that. You guys were amazing. You showed out. And then on top of that, like, this type of response to this, we didn't expect something like that till next year. You know, or the next one.
That's
right?
You don't listen to me.
Shut up. See? So so like I said, like, it's not I don't think it's overstating it to say that this was the single biggest event this month for the company, besides us creating the characters in the first place. Because it moved the chains. It moved the chains. And just what it's going to allow us to do going forward, especially if we can get consistent support like this. I'm telling you, we're going to be with that animated series in no time. And shit, like, especially since I see other indies, and shout out to them on Kickstarter, doing really well. And I'm actually happy to see that. Because I think it's good for the genre. It's good for the genre when indie comics, not just the big 2 or 3, when indie comics can continue to flourish and put out their content, it's good. Because for a long while, it was understood that comic books wasn't a profitable business. It stopped being profitable. Yeah. But I think with the invention of these other avenues for creators to go straight to the public and not have to deal with gatekeepers, people saying, I don't like that, so we ain't gonna publish it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They can go straight to the consumers and say, this is what we're creating. And this is what we're offering for your support if you help us create this. And then the marketplace decides. Of course, along with your ability to market and get the word out and get people to actually care about what the fuck you were doing. But like I said, I see a lot of indie. When I found out that indie comics is a $22 billion a year industry, $22 billion, trust me, that's not the number I would have had in my mind. Just last year. Like, that was not the number I would have had. The fact that it is, that's promising, very promising. Because like SBJ quoted Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Well, apparently so do comics. Comics finds a way. So I know I'm speaking for all of us here at Majestic, me, Graydon, Struck, SBJ, Sci-Fi, Chris. Christopher Colburn has a dope ass story. Y'all gonna see. He has a fire ass story. Y'all gonna see. For all of us, man, like we really appreciate the support. 100% appreciate the support. Puts us in a different lane. It allows us to talk our shit to the people we need to be able to talk shit to in order to move chains forward. So yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all. And I am looking forward to just putting out more books, more titles. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. God damn it, I want to be at any one of these Comic Cons, you name which one, in a booth with mad books, just mad books with the big Majestic sign right here and big cutouts of characters. They don't even got to be extra and entry. They could be some SBJ characters, big cutouts of characters just right there. That's what I can't wait for. Right. But anyway, that was pretty much. Oh, by the way, before I even go,
you don't know.
I need that cat to become a cat.
Not gonna happen no time soon. You gotta wait.
This kitten shit is getting old. It really is.
Time, bro.
Well, I need him to sleep 14 hours a day. I need him. Look, because right now, I mean, it's ass. You can't go to the bathroom without him being outside the door. Because that's his shit right there. The round.
Your time is not now, my guy. Man. It's simply not now.
Something gotta happen. Or
does it though?
Or Matt, you sleep and I don't get a good one that often. And you got that nod going on, you boy. And then this motherfucker comes flying from somewhere and lands on top of you.
What you expect?
Man, one of these days I'm gonna catch him with that power slam off
the top. Or don't. That's always an option. You can just not do that. And just accept that he's a kitten and it's gonna be a little while before,
I need him to grow the fuck up.
I got you. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I really do. It sounds good and you look good saying it. But it's gonna happen when it happens, my guy.
I think I got another week. He need to grow up in a week.
Not likely.
I need some sort of what's that machine that they put Goku in and Trunks in?
Chamber.
Yeah, I need one of them. That's it. Cause his ass up in there.
Good luck.
He out of pocket for real. And his claws trimmed. He out of pocket.
I hear they're expensive, so I don't think
No, we do it periodically. Wow.
No. I'm talking about the chamber.
Oh. he definitely needs his claws trimmed. They getting a little bit outrageous. He used to be really good about, but now I guess they're so long. It's not. I'm tired of getting Wolverine out.
I don't think it's on purpose. Play.
No, I know it's not on purpose because he was actually pretty good with the soft paw game, right?
Right.
I just think they're getting so long at this point that it's not. He don't really have, but so much control over the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But either way, something got to give. Like that shit ain't cool. And he loves to attack feet.
I mean,
I don't mean the regular shit that kittens do, where they're hiding under the couch. You walk by, that's the part of you that's available, and they go out there with the quick. No. He don't got to be under nothing. Nothing. He plays fetch like no other cat I've ever seen. Not even T'Challa. T'Challa do that shit. I mean, you toss the ball, his goofy ass runs, gets it, and then brings it back with him. Walks over there to you and drops it in your hand. But then after he does that, he attacks your feet.
Hey, you leave him be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's ass. And I think it's time for him to
get cat like, nigga. Fuck you mean?
You need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? You play too much.
Some people say that about you.
He's childish. Yeah, but it's
nigga.
Just saying. We not talking about me. We talking about him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Understand he played too much. That's all. Okay.
I got you.
I'm just saying. We should have named him Taco Waititi. That's what we should have.
That's funny.
That's a
high quality joke.
That nigga play too much. He do, yo. We saw that last Thor movie, nigga. You play too much.
No, Taco was wilding.
Wilding over there. You need a joke every 5 minutes. Every scene that you got some Friends level, well, slightly under Friends level. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Joking shit. Like, nah, B. Oh, more like The Office and shit, like a bad version of The Office.
Yes,
that's
you know what I'm saying. More like a bad version of yes.
Yeah, like
my God.
You play too much, B. You play too much. You played so much, at no point that I felt like Thor was in danger.
Correct.
Mr. Anderson.
What why?
But yeah, anyway, that was my week.
You don't know that.
I'm the only one.
All right. So, funny thing
happened to you on the way to the. Oh, sorry.
No, actually, my week went smoothly.
I don't believe you.
It was it was already a short week. It was already a short week because of the holiday.
Oh, see, that's why.
Then, nothing crazy happened at work.
I don't believe you.
None of this is about my actual week. None of this is about my life. None of it. So I want to ask you a question. Because we ain't talking about this. Easy to block, Captain.
This nigga, I just ate them cookies.
First, shut up. First URL.
I just had them motherfuckers. Just had.
So, most of you aren't going to know what we're talking about. It's battle rap. But what I'm actually asking about is a thing that's it can be extrapolated to pretty much anything.
Okay.
So, for the backstory, there's a company called URL. They are
Ultimate Rap League.
Yeah, they're the biggest company in battle rap. One of the things that they do, have started doing recently within the last 5 years or so, is they contract talent instead of having them be completely freelance.
Yeah, independent freelance. Yeah,
they're still independent contractors, but they're contracted over time or for a certain amount of battles, performances. So one of these battles was Easy the Black Captain. And he was under contract and decided to do something outside of his contract that the URL didn't agree with. Because there are several times where people will actually be able
100% go
outside of their contract.
I watch them in battles all the time.
And the funny thing about that is Shuni commented on this whole fiasco.
Shuni, who was a female battle rapper.
Yeah, she was like, it's literally just a conversation. For the last 2 years, Beasley is the head of finance and all that other good stuff at URL.
Oh, you mean Beasley, the block captain?
Shut up. So Shuni said for the last 2 years, every battle that I've had, I went and talked to Beasley as soon as I found out about it. Mm-hmm. And I've never had an issue going to another place and battling.
All right. I hate you, Shuni.
That's what she's saying.
No, I don't disagree with. She's probably right. I would just suggest to her, you're not easy to block captain.
But not that. Everybody not Shuni.
That's true too.
Right. So that being said, Easy didn't do that. Easy didn't go talk to them first.
No, he didn't.
Easy just did what he wanted to do.
That's what he did.
And because of that, they went the legal route. Mm-hmm. And because of that, Easy got a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how the legal side of that played out. That's not.
I did get a little insight on that, basically, and of course, you only hear it from one side.
Right.
But basically, there were loopholes in that allowed him to come up out of that. Mm-hmm. And the one thing about contractual agreements is that the terms that y'all agree with, you need to make sure you put as much as you can put in there.
Oh, thanks.
To protect your interest as you possibly can, because nothing outside the corners of that paper is going to matter.
Nope, nothing else.
It's not in there. But if there are loopholes in there, that's also within the four corners of that paper. So it might not be the most ethical in the sense of you have a working relationship with these people, and y'all was good. Y'all was supposed to be good to each other and all that, and this is you playing whatever. But
it's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah,
it's legal.
So because of the funny thing is, they got screwed. URL got screwed over. Interestingly enough, because they chose to take the legal route. Yeah, the legal route on the other person's side actually had the upper hand.
Right.
They lost that thing.
Right.
So Easy the Block Captain decided that he was going to throw his own battle rap event.
Yes.
And for some reason, now here's the first mistake. Well, second mistake. First mistake is not telling them. But in my opinion, here's his second mistake. He decided to try to use a bunch of rappers that rap for the URL.
Yeah.
What's happening is he heard, and I have no reason to believe it's not true, that one of the people that's in charge of booking, P, told every battle rapper that's a URL battle rapper that was on that card to wait until 2 days before the event and then back out. Yeah. Now, they didn't do that.
No.
They did it immediately. So that became a whole big problem.
You know, P from Maryland too, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he was upset. Easy was upset about that. So one of the battles that had been booked that got messed up, there were still 2 people on the card that didn't get pulled.
Right.
And he just put those 2 together for them to have a battle. One of them was another battle that battles on URL.
Danny Myers.
So,
and I hear he's not even contracted. But
no, most of them aren't contracted.
Right, but that don't
and
matter.
That's why Easy thought this was a good idea, because most of them are not contracted to URL currently. But now, mind you, Easy was understanding about a hand smack when he did. Yes. But when they went the legal route, that's when he got upset. So now this last URL battler that was on the card 2 days before the event pulled out.
Yeah.
So understandably, Easy thinks that was the plan all along, because he heard that was the plan all along.
Right.
So, but here's the thing. I saw an interview at the face-offs with him. And the interviewer asked him, are you thinking about legal action? And his answer was, I don't know yet.
Oh.
You see how that works? You see how that comes around? And here's the thing. I hate this. In this case, it's not necessarily true. I usually, more so with sports, whenever someone sides, and to be clear, I'm not siding with the URL.
Right.
I'm just saying that it's a little hypocritical of you to have an issue. It's okay when they do it, but it's not. That's not how it works. But anyway, anytime somebody sides with the team or the business, people automatically say stuff like, "Oh, you siding with millionaires and blah blah blah." Yeah, but the person on the other side is also a millionaire. So use more. Give me another reason.
Right. Are you siding with billionaires over millionaires?
Like, okay. Either way, because here's the thing about being a billionaire, right? It is very rare to lose billionaire status. You can. You absolutely can. But it's rare. It's not likely that you'll lose billionaire status.
Like, the only way I can see you doing that is you go on a rampage where you
about
fuck up all the interest about Jews. That can
happen. That don't make that happen. So, but anyway, I just found that interesting because, like, the thing that set him off was them doing the legal
thing, right?
And now that he's in their position, effectively,
right,
he's thinking about legal action.
Well, here's the thing. There's some wriggle room in the narrative space for Easy to say, okay, sure, you got me on that. However, most of these guys weren't even signed to the URL.
Correct.
So them doing this is actually a violation.
Correct.
But it does not change the fact that you did something similar. Now, he might argue because there was loophole. I just did what's always done in American business. Well, how y'all penalizing me for doing? He could do that. But see, here's the thing. URL can make that same.
Yep.
They can use that exact same argument, right? So it's kind of a wash. However, I as a fan, I don't give a fuck where motherfuckers battle at. I'm gonna keep it real with you. There's certain battles I want to see. And it doesn't matter if it happened on RBE. It doesn't matter if it happened on King of the Dot. It doesn't matter if it happens at what I always consider my home league, pit fights in Baltimore. I want to see these battles. And I do feel like something that Swave said, like, I don't all the time agree with Swave, but I do feel him when he says, yo, at the end of the day, it's the fans that's getting chumped with this shit. However, just to be on the other side of that, what's up, Ken?
What up?
To be on the other side of that, some of y'all fans, man, listen, it's hard for me to say for certainty I am riding with, because I be seeing y'all, man. Some of the most toxic shit that happens in the battle rap culture is because motherfuckers doing shit so that the fans don't say certain shit about them, or fans boosted some other shit up, so now, or y'all just go ape shit to a narrative that ain't true, and then y'all So the fact it's hard, bro. It really is hard for me to sit here and take the fans' side a lot of the times too. But I do get the concept though of y'all just want to see these battles, B.
Right.
I just like certain people need to battle before they're out of their prime or they no longer care because they're doing other shit. So now they're only doing it now for the check. So we're not gonna get the quality of bars and the performance that we would have gotten.
That's the thing.
I wanna, and here's the thing about that. So in boxing, I certainly understand from the boxer's point of view because a lot of the boxers are just starting to get into the position where they can say, I'm in the check cashing business. The promoter's been saying that shit from day fucking one. And they've been using your brain and CTE and your body, the rest of your body as that. We just want to see the best fight the best and blah, blah. The reason they saying that is because they know they can milk that shit. All the ticket and pay-per-view sales in the world while your ass get hurt because you out there fighting too much or look, sometimes you got to preserve your shit. I don't really be feeling fans in the boxing thing when they be saying that when they act like they don't have no regard for these motherfuckers' physical well-being.
Right.
Okay, you don't, but they do, and they have to. They got to be concerned with that. They got to be concerned with that. So you can be mad all day, but at the end of the day, it's their brain getting beaten the fuck in time and time again. But it's different with battle rap.
Oh, much.
It's different with battle rap. Nigga, you ain't getting beat the fuck up.
No.
You out there rapping. So
Rapping.
Rap, nigga. What's that shit Jazz said? I just want to rap. I just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, just rap. Fuck that. And when it's one thing when it's the battlers ducking each other. That's one thing. But it's another thing when it's the companies making it difficult for when the battle's clearly our battle is ass. Our bet and y'all making it so that can't y'all come up with a deal? Can't y'all split the shit? Split it down to different like seriously, like all right, we want to see somebody that is contracted to RBE battle somebody that's contracted to the URL. So y'all come together and make an event for that sort of shit, DC versus Marvel, that sort of shit, right? And then y'all split the proceeds.
You know what's funny about that?
What's that?
So, in this beef between RBE and URL, King of the Dot was always supposed to be an ally to RBE.
Yes.
But when that Pat Stay event happened, RBE wasn't there.
No.
URL was there. King of the Dot was there. Now, Thesaurus is making his URL debut. I find that interesting. There
was some wheeling and dealing going on.
Oh, nigga. Absolutely.
And
anyway.
To make it worse, too, is the owners don't really say much about this sort of thing. Like Adam, the guy that runs RBE, he will speak. He has a little blog where he gets on there and he says there's a little shit. But you don't really hear Smack or Beasley getting into any serious details about it. If somebody puts a camera and a mic in front of their face, they'll say the most vague, no detailed thing where they try to sound as reasonable as they can. Oh, you see, I'm not a monster. Just head of the curve. Every time I literally now see when there's a controversy going on about URL doing some, we the big boys, so we're gonna play these big boy games with you nigga shit. And then when a blogger puts a camera in front of their face and asks them a legitimate question about it, I always get the Joker shit from them. You see, I'm not a monster. I have literally Beasley might as well have sat out of his face when he was talking to 15 Minutes of Fame. He should have just literally been like, when he was asked that question, he should have been like, don't talk like one of them, you're not. even if you'd like to be. You see, to them, you're just a freak.
Oh, God.
Like me. They need you now, but when they don't, and he wouldn't have been wrong because you also see the battle rappers going at the blogger. See, so it's
correct.
So BZ can quite rightfully make that statement. Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Yeah, said you're not. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a mess. It's a mess. It's an entire mess, and honestly, the fans end up losing.
They do. And my question is to you, because I saw these comments under some post about this. Does it threaten the culture?
No. There will always be more people to rap.
Right.
Now, not to say that rapping is the easiest thing in the world, right. But I'm thinking about how small battle rap actually is.
Yeah.
So yes, there's room for more battle rappers, even though there are a bunch of them. I mean, there's room for more of them to actually be good enough,
right,
be on the main stage. So no, right. I mean, in the short term, maybe.
Because what I was saying for some fans was like, yeah, man, this shit. I'm starting not to even be interested in a lot of this shit no more.
You can say that, and that's cool.
Until your favorite battle battling again.
That's what I'm saying. Like if it's Henny Man said this. He said he saw a bunch of people talking about they're gonna cancel the app now because of the situation, right?
I heard that too.
And he said canceling the app is free. Y'all crying about this. Show me y'all buying Easy's pay-per-view.
Facts.
Because canceling the app, you can do that for free. That's saving you money.
Yeah. But the way you would make a statement with this is if all of you will support Easy shit. Like if Easy walked away from this event, even after all the trouble he had to go through with motherfuckers pulling out and all that, if he walked away from this event making more money,
bro,
than the last 3 or 4 URL RBE events.
Right.
That makes a statement. That's basically what that does is it puts URL on notice. It puts RBE on notice that it is entirely possible for a battle rapper to become a superstar in that culture.
Yeah.
And then take that superstardom and be more successful than you doing the thing that you're doing.
100%.
Now,
will it happen? No, because niggas would rather complain than support. Anyway,
that's it.
So moving on. Let's just get to the title thing. All right. When doing good goes sideways. Am I bugging?
Probably.
I mean, listen, I have a propensity to bug.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
You've been a bit of an arachnoid.
I mean, listen, it happens sometimes, and then, god damn it. All right. Side note. So I just sent you another design, right? Another T-shirt design.
I see.
Why is it that every time I need the background to be black, it's white, and every time I need the background to be white, it's black? Because you can't really see it.
You can't, bro.
Yo!
And this is a PNG, right?
Yes. And look, I'm about to send you the black one again, and I bet you the background will be black. Oh, no. Okay, so theory, maybe on the computer, it's white, and on the phone, it's black.
That's probably what it is.
Because remember, when I first sent you this one, you couldn't see it.
Yep. And
all right, okay.
That's
okay. All right.
Nice.
So I'm going to have to send you the first one on the phone. God damn. All right. Anyway, so y'all gonna have to let me get through a good portion of this. If you have a question at any point, go ahead and ask it. But try not to judge me too hard until we get to the.
Oh, I'm already judging.
To the meat.
I'm already before you said anything.
I started this off that I might be bugging. So don't. Again, my heart, not my head. Eugenics versus responsibility.
Oh shit.
So For anybody that doesn't know, eugenics is basically the idea of breeding for improvement,
Nigga.
effectively. Like in layman's terms, that's a way to explain it. All right.
Nigga, you wading into some crazy waters here,
Nigga,
bro.
let me rock. See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's eugenics, though. That shit has a lot of...
Listen, my guy. Again, for those who don't know, eugenics is basically the idea of breeding for improvement. Terrible things the world over have been done in the name of eugenics. Specifically in the U.S., there were situations where women were given hysterectomies that they did not ask for.
Yep.
As far back as the 60s and probably before, and as recent as a couple years ago.
I would argue eugenics goes back.
No. I'm talking about this specific thing of the U.S.
I mean, they didn't call it that.
Right.
They were doing that same shit.
Yeah. Any take speaking out against eugenics should be a no-brainer to support, right?
Usually, because people are usually referencing the negative with that.
So, there's this TikToker who has a moderately large following, hundreds of thousands.
That's the problem right there.
He has like 5 videos sprinkled about, like he's never been it's never been a situation where he's like making video after video. No. But he has like 5 videos sprinkled out over time about what I think is one of the dumbest, most context lacking mechanisms that well-meaning people often employ, but it's usually mistakenly. The argument that he is on his soapbox to attempt to shut down, is the idea that people should not have children that they cannot afford. Now, hold on.
Wait a minute, hold up. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. He's arguing against the idea that people should not have children.
Correct. That they can't afford. Okay. His reasons: 1, because eugenics exists. 2, because the United States did the thing I mentioned earlier. 3, because poor people in this country tend to have more children. And 4, because our government has been consistently making it harder for poor people to survive in this country by messing with programs that help out poor people. Mind you, the argument he's fighting isn't the idea that poor people shouldn't be able to have children, but that they shouldn't have children. Some might hear that and think I'm playing semantics. But like I said on here recently, when you're discussing or arguing or debating, it is absolutely imperative that what people are saying and what they mean are properly defined and understood.
Agreed.
This is a spinoff, in my opinion. This is a spinoff of my number one hated method of problem solving, which is idealism. He's saying, effectively, that because the system is fucked up, we shouldn't hold people accountable for their choices. He has the right ingredients because all those things, all of his reasons are factual. He has the right ingredients, but somehow he fucked up the recipe. The government fucking with the programs is a reason against poor people having babies. He's essentially saying to sacrifice your potential children's well-being in order to stick it to the system. Now, after I wrote these notes, I was like, man, yes, he's saying this, and yes, they are longer TikTok videos than just the 1 minute, so you gotta skip around. You can't necessarily get your point across. No, they are longer videos, but I'm like, let me reach out to him, to make sure that I'm not misunderstanding what he's saying. And here are the findings. So I say to him that your evidence supports the argument you're against, though. And his response was, No, it doesn't.
That was well thought. Boy, he got you.
Yeah, he got me. I said, blah, 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 blah. It absolutely does. But let me clarify. The argument that poor people shouldn't be able to have children is terrible. If that's what you're arguing against, then I stand corrected. But if you're arguing against the idea that poor people shouldn't have children, you're definitely hustling backwards. He said, I think to say poor people shouldn't have children is virtue signaling because it really does nothing other than give you a moral high ground. And I responded to that, well, literally just saying anything that's a potential political stance achieves nothing in real life. There is a vast difference between random people saying something and the government taking away people's autonomy. Mm-hmm. He never responded to that. So, am I bugging? Like,
all right. So let me just assuage you of your feelings of bugging. You're not bugging. He's not bugging.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. And here's my issue with him. Here's my issue. It's what I said when I began describing him. Mm-hmm. He has a relatively large following. So
you are responsible for the shit that
you see comments like, should poor people have children? No. Solution, make sure no one is ever poor again. So that goes back to the whole idealism thing. It's not how life works.
No.
Okay, another person. So if someone goes broke for whatever reason after they have children, does that mean we should take their children away? No, dumbass. Nobody is making that argument. Nobody in this entire situation is making that argument. Like, what are we talking? What?
So here's the thing, bro. You're not bugging. He's not bugging either from a certain extent. I just think he got his wires crossed.
Yeah.
So there is an argument, and I know this is going to be on some supervillain shit, and I'll be casted in that lane, and that's fine. But there is an argument that one of the advantages poor people do have is that they do have a lot of children, and the wealthy do not. The wealthy and more educated do not have a lot of children. Therefore, their political sway typically is not big on the one man, one vote thing. It's big on the I can fund a politician's campaign shit, or have fucking people go on my behalf and give campaign donations to get certain legislation passed, right? But I'm gonna give an example of what I mean by that. In America, the vast majority right now of the biggest demographic are white Americans. They say that in a few decades, that won't be true anymore. That won't be true because a lot of Latino people, they next up because they breed a lot. Because they're poor. The demographic shift in this country might be needed for a couple of reasons. It just might be. Because certain demographics stay in power too long. They craft everything around their sensibilities, their experience, and exclude others. And it's been that way here since here. All right? Since here.
Facts.
Right? So if we take a strict stance and say, if you're poor, you shouldn't be having any kids, not make it a law, but just a strict ambient societal whatever. No, you don't get those demographic changes. You just don't. So I don't think either one of you are. I think he's bugging more than you. I do, because his conclusion is kind of, you know what I'm saying? And yours is, no, it makes sense because you can't afford them. Right. It's going to make your life miserable, and it's going to potentially make the children's life miserable.
Right.
But that's It's also from kind of a micro.
Yes. No, not kind of. No, nigga. Not kind of. Specifically,
yeah,
this is an individualized argument. 1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? So again, it's hard. And again, I know, look, I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the one to say it. There may need to be it needs to be a demographic change in this country where shit is more.
Sure. Yeah.
Because when one demographic is in power for this long, they get to chart the destinies of everybody else.
Thanks.
So, yo, Marissa his ass. She said, "You're not bugging. It's a feature."
So, here's the thing. I'm less upset about because, as he said, which is fucking true, and I hate when people because I wanted to get as much from him as I could. I
would have lost AI. I just saw you.
Cussed him the fuck out.
Yes. But he wouldn't give you any more. He wouldn't give you any more.
Listen, I hate when people do the thing where they talk about how ineffectual something is, but they're doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You ain't nobody. You got a couple 100,000 people on TikTok, and a lot of them are, in general, I'm not saying his followers,
right,
but a lot of followers on TikTok just will watch your shit and scroll. Like they aren't necessarily fans. They're not necessarily, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your argument that you're making, forget what you're trying to prove or say or whatever the case. At the end of the day, it's just words. The same as what I'm
changing legislation.
You're not changing anything. I'm not changing anything.
Yeah. The most he can say though is that his opinion. He's an influencer, and by definition, there could be some people that don't think as critically.
Absolutely.
That will take what he says verbatim. But something that McKenna says here, and this is the other issue, because that's where a lot of this stuff leads to. A eugenicist is the one that held the first birth control trials in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. That would be highly illegal now. They targeted the poor, people of color community, and was crazy unethical. Why? Because what they'll say, and this might be what he's responding to. He like, oh, well, y'all shouldn't have them because it's bad on y'all. So we're going to do y'all a favor and take away that autonomy from you. And that's the thing. It's not a thing of they never tried to just do it without asking. No, they 100% did that shit.
Right, thanks.
And so when people respond to the fact that they can literally point to situations where they took it upon themselves using that reasoning, y'all shouldn't have them because it's in there. So now I think it's possible that he could be saying, since this is the reality of this type of place and the type of people that are in power, if you get that narrative started,
here's the thing.
How long does it take for the
This is kind of
what up,
like,
Discord?
What up? So this is I'm now thinking that this might be one of those things that is something that should be internalized versus something that should be out in public. Because, like, for instance, the greatest example I've ever given whenever I have some type of conversation about this type of thing is voting. So people like to say that every person's vote counts. That is absolutely 1,000% unimpeachably, demonstrably false.
Yeah.
But if you tell everybody that their vote doesn't count, then they might stop voting.
Right.
So I feel like this is that type of thing.
I think you may have hit on it there. Like I said, the reality is we get bad players in office all the time now. And literally, even the ones you thought wasn't, shit comes out, oh, this motherfucker ain't shit. And if you get the narrative started, and I'm thinking this is their reasoning, because we have historic data to point to when that ball gets rolling, somebody's gonna take it upon themselves to do the goofiness,
right?
And they can do it to poor people because poor people don't have representation.
Correct.
They don't have capital for motherfuckers to care about them. Only thing poor people really have is numbers, so they got to utilize kind of that. They have to utilize it, but
it's easy to get mobilized,
and it's not easy to get mobilized. So even the very thing that they do have is also what makes it difficult for them to keep like any kind of power shit. So I'm thinking that's what it is. That's why I think with the moment it's like if a Nazi says
it's Schrodinger's against cat.
Right?
No,
right? And we have gone full circle.
Yo,
we have gone. Facts, Discord. I'd be most surprised if we got any good politicians. Facts.
Wait,
it's Schrodinger's.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Gone full circle. That's why, like I said, man, a lot of this is about. It's one thing to have thought experiments,
right?
But when you have real life things to reference where the shit just went left, like the motherfucker decided this is a moral or whatever thing. So we're going to take it upon ourselves because it's for what's good for them. Then it start getting like, So basically, maybe he's responding to the reality that there are motherfuckers that will 100% do that, especially when you start hearing politicians.
But hold on, wait. What I won't do is be held responsible for his inefficient way of explaining himself.
No. That's all
he has
him.
Responded. Some of these videos, he has responded directly to comments,
right,
and fleshed out what he meant, and he had never landed on that,
right,
or anything close to that,
right.
But this is why I say it's not that he doesn't have good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. He clearly has good intentions because I get the point I get his overall point.
Right.
But his evidence doesn't support his point.
Right.
His evidence supports the opposite of his point. And maybe he just doesn't know how to argue.
I mean, that could potentially be it as well. Because again, I think if he had framed it a little different, if he'd have been like, what inevitably happens when you allow that sort of thinking to take root is that the wrong people get in power and attempt to do it. Now, it's one thing if that never happened. Because then you would say, listen, this is you speculating. No, he's got evidence.
It's happened.
It's happened.
Again,
motherfuckers have done it. Right.
So,
and again, this is also something the Nazis were heavily.
Mm-hmm.
This is the issue. This is the issue. Motherfuckers will do it.
Yeah.
If there's enough energy behind it, motherfuckers will do it.
But here's the thing, and this is where I'm coming from with this. You could always mind your business. See, if first of all, I would never use the broad statement.
Moral excellence, sis.
I would never use the broad statement out loud in public that poor people shouldn't have children.
Right. That's a broad.
I would never say that without context.
I wouldn't be
right. I would never say that without context. That's not. No,
you wouldn't, because you're not a monster.
Right.
Not a monster.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So like, that doesn't change the fact that if you can't afford to have a child, you shouldn't have a child.
Yeah.
Like both things are true.
Both things can be true.
Yeah.
Like like when you're talking about personal responsibility, right?
Right.
And you say, all right, so what do you want out of life? What do you want? I want blah 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 blah. Okay, so you do know that you having a child when you cannot afford this child will take all those things you say you want
and throw them in a blender.
Extremely difficult, right, for you to get those things. That's when you're talking to somebody on a personal level,
right,
about their personal choices, and you're close enough to them to actually have an opinion on it that they won't smack shit out of you for bringing it up, right. But when you start trying to apply that broadly, this is when we have
Right.
the problem. This is when we had the problem.
And this is why semantics are so important. Because
Thank you, McKenna.
Because everybody should feel like they shouldn't have a child that they can't afford.
Yeah, yes.
But everybody should not be told that they can't have a child because they can't afford it.
Yes, agreed.
Those are two different things.
They are.
There's a difference between an individual and the state.
Wow.
And in general, when I talk about
you're not speaking for the state.
I'm not speaking for the state, nigga.
You're not speaking for the state. But okay, so now here's an even deeper part of that conversation. People that do speak for the state, they come from the people. They're not. They don't come from Mars and then they immigrate down here to be politicians. They literally come. So SBJ is not a politician. But there are people who will become politicians and they will base decisions they make off of what they believe to be true. And if they are megalomaniacs.
This is why I say everybody needs to mind their fucking business.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because again, it would be ideal, and we all know what happens with ideals, but it would be ideal if everybody had the mindset that they should not be bringing children into this world that they can't afford to raise.
What's funny about that too is a lot of the people. This is also the other side of it. A lot of the people that will stand on that, which seems like common sense. This is going to take a lot of money out your pocket, but life doesn't happen that way. So people make mistakes. People fuck up.
Absolutely.
And that's it. But the issue is a lot of the people that stand on that politically then make it difficult for people to make choices in their reproductive health.
The problem, and that's where I was going to go if he had continued the conversation with me. Like, yes, we absolutely have instances of the state making it impossible for certain people to have babies.
Right.
But we also have recent instances of the state making it impossible for people to choose to not have
babies. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, this is part of the mind your business shit right here. This is part of that. So speaking of which, I want to read one of these things McKenna sent about this very thing, right? I'm going to go down here. Birth control is healthcare. Which is why the NWHN has been fighting against the administration's efforts to take taxpayer money away, not the current administration, last administration, to take taxpayer money away from real reproductive health clinics serving low-income people and give it to fake clinics that coerce, shame, and lie to women. It's why we fought for the ACA's contraceptive coverage mandate and why we have been fighting challenge after challenge to save it. Now I'm going to skip down to a brief history of Puerto Rico. In 1898, the island of Puerto Rico became a prize along with Cuba and the Philippines for the U.S. and other Spanish-American War. After the Spanish-American War. However, unlike Cuba and the Philippines, Puerto Rico was never released and instead remains an official territory of the United States. In 1901, Puerto Rico's first U.S. governor insisted that there were too many laborers on the island with poor living conditions, initiating what would have been a lasting fear of overpopulation, making the island a target for coercive and forced sterilization and contraceptive use. I'm going to skip down a little bit here to make the more relevant conclusion. Because activists fought against a medical establishment that ignored the voices of women, oral contraceptives are safe and effective and critical to the health and economic well-being of women in the U.S. and worldwide. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, this to me falls into the category of mind your fucking business and let people make their own choices. Mind your fucking business. Has nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you. I'm going to tell you something. From an individual standpoint, we can make these suggestions. We can't do this on a worldwide broad thing because some of the children that were born from families that could not afford them have become some of the greatest people in our society.
Mm-hmm.
And they came from poor parents.
For it. Facts.
So you can't put that broad brush on poor folks. But you can say, hey, man, you trying to do what? You probably shouldn't make a baby when you're 16. That's gonna make issues for you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what's going to happen if you do it.
That reminds me of a situation. Now, I don't know all the details to the situation because the person who told me can't tell me all the details to the situation.
Yeah.
But basically, actually, it's not really a situation. We were having a hypothetical conversation about how either one of us would be as a parent.
Right.
Because her friend from work.
He's a friend from work.
Her friend from work is, I don't want to say this wrong, is like more of a, hey, talk to me about what's going on and we'll come to a conclusion type parent.
Right.
So just because of how that person is, we were having a conversation and she was like, her personally, she was like, I don't know how I would handle certain things as a parent. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, the whole thing about children having sex. And I said, on the one hand, you wasn't no saint when you was a kid.
Uh-oh.
But on the other hand,
it's like, fuck you mean?
But on the other hand, there are certain things that as a parent, you try to protect your child from.
Yes, 100%.
So, and she was saying something about like, what about punishments for certain things? And I'm like, punitive action is hit or miss.
Mostly, I think it becomes a miss when the punishment is random and not connected to the offense. In other words,
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't learn the lesson that you're trying to teach them from the punitive shit. They just learn that they're being punished.
Right.
That's it. Where I think this is part of creative parenting. A lot of people are not going to do because they were raised a certain type of way to do certain things, and there's a few of them that will say, I'm not going to do what my parents did, but there's many more of them that's going to fall back on them old references because that's what their parents did to them. But this has nothing to do. This punishment you're giving them doesn't teach them anything.
Correct.
At least it doesn't teach them what you want them to learn because of it, because it's not connected to what they did. It's just you trying to find a way to hurt them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I didn't say exactly that, but that's kind of where I was leaning towards with my response. Because I'm like, let's say you caught your child having sex and your punishment is that they can never have company again. Could it work? Maybe. Maybe. But could they also just find another way to have sex?
Yeah.
Yes. And they will.
They 100% will.
Right. So
and again, this is what we mean by you have to keep society in a certain spot where motherfuckers have options.
Yes.
Because there are certain things that humans are just going to do. And surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, this may come to a surprise as all of you. Humans are going to have sex.
That's facts.
And they're not always going to wait until they are prescribed age to do that. That's never been the case. Life finds a way.
Nigga.
Life finds a way, right? So this is why...
yes, McKenna. Yes. She said, I got to say, I have a friend who gave birth at 13 because her mother knew she was having unprotected sex, but did not talk to her about birth control.
Wow.
Teaching your kid properly will always be better than a stupid punishment or
that's what I'm talking about. So when you
1,000%,
when you see a lot of these people in positions of political power start doing things to make it hard for people to get contraception, start making it hard for people to get abortions, they're basically living in la la land, where they think that they can moralize to people and get the result they want. When they were saying abstinence, I was like, okay, sure. You do realize you got to do both, though, right?
Yeah.
If you want to preach abstinence, you also need to preach responsibility,
right?
When it comes to protecting yourself from having sex. Also, if the mistake happens, and it's going to happen,
nigga,
that the person then after that takes place and there's a pregnancy, there are options. Now the person is not forced to avail themselves of that option.
Correct.
But the option needs to be available, because we got too many numbers now that shows that people are as a society is much better when those options are available to be able to control your reproductive choices.
Right.
It's just better. It's better. So like when I see these politicians, and you see a lot of that today, because they didn't stop. They put that plan in motion for 50 years. 50 years to get Roe versus Wade snipped, trimmed and fucked with. These people are not living in reality. They really aren't.
Correct.
They're just really not living in reality. People gonna have sex, and when you broke, it ain't like you getting to travel. You got nothing else to do. You got nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I remember them summers. What are you talking about? As a broke kid, I wasn't going nowhere. With his girl,
I was going places, but
his girl around the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? What if I had them condoms? I was 28. I was 28 when I had my kid.
Right.
I was 28.
Yeah.
A grown ass man. 28.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And one of the reasons for that was condoms. Y'all motherfuckers gotta stop playing. You understand? Y'all gotta stop playing. Y'all gotta stop playing.
Oh God.
That shit matters, bro.
It does.
That shit matters.
It absolutely matters. All right. So I actually have another entry in the when doing good goes sideways. And I might be bugging on this one. So Lizzo is in the news again.
I'll tell that as well.
Now let's see.
Oh, wait, before you go there, one last thing on there, on that topic. McKenna, teaching abstinence has only led to higher teenage pregnancy rates. My middle school had to shut down an outdoor bathroom because too many kids were having sex in it. Rules at home won't change it. They really won't, bro. It really won't.
All right.
Damn rabbits.
So every now and then, and it ain't seldom, tons of motherfuckers decide that they are going to express their displeasure at Lizzo being a fat woman. Often it happens. And it happens, and it happens, and it happens, and it happens some more. And then it happens again. And then you think it's not going to happen, and then it happens. So,
you think it's not going to happen, it happens. I hate when that happens.
So here's my thing. She put out a statement. She says, y'all don't know how close I be to giving up on everyone and quitting and enjoying my money and my man on a fucking farm. I'm not trying.
We gotta talk about that.
I don't fucking know. Hold up, she's not finished. I'm not trying to be fed. I'm not trying to be smaller. I am literally just trying to live and be healthy. This is what my body looks like. Even when I'm eating super clean and working out, y'all speak on shit y'all know nothing about. So nothing's wrong with that part, right? But here's another part to that whole thing. I just logged on in the app, and this is the type of shit I see about me on a daily basis. She's responding to, how is Lizzo still this fat when she's constantly moving this much on stage? I wonder what she must be eating.
Yo,
wait. So she quote tweeted it and says, I just logged on and the app. I just logged onto this app, and this is the type of shit I see about me on a daily basis. It's really starting to make me hate the world. Then someone in the comments said, I eat lots of fast food. I literally stopped eating fast food years ago. I'm tired of explaining myself all the time, and I just want to get on this app without seeing my name in some bullshit. So another one. Someone said, I don't think Lizzo wants to be smaller. Yet if she did, she would be. It's her brand. If she's working with nutritionists, they're probably showing her how to eat healthy and maintain her size. And she responded to that and said, y'all really need to touch grass. I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be small. That's what she said, that part. So here's the small caveat that I have about all of this. She has specifically said, being fat is not my brand. Well, the problem with that statement is being fat is your brand. If you look up Lizzo on Instagram, her screen name is Lizzo Be Eaten.
Oh damn.
If you one of the first big controversies that Lizzo had, it was her being mad that the delivery person didn't bring her food. And the person.
Wait a minute, so skinny people wouldn't be mad the delivery person wouldn't bring their food?
You're being obtuse.
What I'm saying is, when she first came out, did she do the Fat Boys thing with Fat Boys like, or did they make it a big deal and she leaned into it?
No. Now here's why she fits into this category. They made it a big deal, and she put it upon herself to be an advocate.
Oh, okay. Well,
so
it's chicken and egg right here.
Right. That's really my point in this whole thing.
It's chicken and egg.
Like, I understand how you feel about this thing, but to make an extreme analogy, right? Martin and Malcolm don't get up on podiums talking about they not fighting for the liberation of black people because they get hit with hoses and all some shit. They don't do that. Right. They made a choice. They understood that there were going to be consequences. Mm-hmm. They stuck with those choices. Again, that's an extreme analogy.
It is, because by them being black themselves,
right,
this is in their best.
but
by
her being fat herself, it's in her best interest. So it's like, the only issue I have with her is that she leaned into it so far. Mm-hmm. Because you put this on yourself on top of the shit that people were putting on you. Mm-hmm. Like, you didn't cause the issues.
No,
absolutely not. You're at a point in this, you were 100% the victim. But at a point in this, you took 30% of that out and threw it out the window. Yeah. And it's like, I wish that we were better as people.
We're not.
I mean, clearly.
And we won't be. We not. But in her defense, I've never been in a position where there were literally thousands of people, millions of people coming at me on an everyday basis about something about myself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would have reacted to that. And maybe at a certain point, the advocacy of that was a coping mechanism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm not in her shoes.
Correct.
So I can only imagine. Here's the thing. My knee jerk when people try and do that bully shit is to beat your motherfucking ass. But how you gonna beat the ass of
you can't do that. You listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, there are very few people in the history of fictional reality,
right,
that are able to accomplish that feat.
That exactly. So, like, if this was the reality is this started with bad actors,
yes,
getting online and trying to be as hurtful as they possibly could to her,
absolutely,
and what she represents. Right.
Well, hold on, wait. When we have these type of conversations, I like to be 100% nuanced, right? Mm-hmm. So I can't say that all of those people were trying to be as hurtful as they possibly could, right? Because
they could have been more hurtful.
Well, no, but not just that. Yes, that too. That too, absolutely. Right. But just there are people. All right, so for instance, if you happen to be overweight, based on American society and the BMI thing, when you go to the doctors, if you have any issue, 9 times out of 10,
they're going to apply.
They will tell you lose weight.
They're going to apply to your weight. Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. So, being that we're indoctrinated here in that way, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not their fault,
right?
But I don't think it's necessarily always an intentional thing. Like, I don't think that they're trying.
It may not be, but the result of it is still
absolutely
people getting in trouble. Because, like, say out of that million that's on her top about that shit all the time, that there is a percentage of them that is sincerely, because they've been indoctrinated with the idea you're gonna die if you keep that weight on you like that, right? Even that percentage is a huge percentage of people coming at you about that shit. And I know me, like I said, I have a very obstinate worldview when I feel like I'm being attacked. This might be a surprise.
No, nigga.
If it's fuck us, then it's fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, and even for me, that's a coping mechanism. That's
well, hold up. To be clear, I would argue that for anybody in that situation, whatever they choose to do, would be a coping mechanism.
Yeah, that's 100%, right? And it's hard for me. It's not like I said, she ain't come out going, Lizzo is fat. And
but here's the thing, right?
She ain't do that. They brought it up.
Wow, that's funny. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Again, I'm not blaming her for starting this,
right?
But with the example of the food thing, the Grubhub or Postmates or Uber Eats person, yo, come on, you can't.
Hold up. Do you think? Let me ask you, because I remember this. Do you think, had she been real thin and made that same post, motherfuckers would have made it about that? Because I'm gonna tell you,
wait,
I was a greedy motherfucker.
Listen. Here's the thing: no matter who she was, what she did would have been ostracized. Yeah. That's facts.
Yeah,
but
would it have been ostracized?
Context clues, right?
Yeah.
If she was not a fat woman, it would not be followed with jokes of "damn, she fat," she blah blah blah. It wouldn't have been that. It would have been something else.
Yeah. They like you so rude. You rich and entitled now.
Right.
You so rude to service workers. It would have been something like that.
It would have been something like that. But that's my thing.
But how do you? All right. So say it's that, right? Mm-hmm. Say it's that. Say Lizzo is real thin. Mm-hmm. A whisper of a woman. Mm-hmm. All right. And then she does that same post. Mm-hmm. And people come at her about being an entitled, wealthy person with resources, that the money went to her head. You don't know how to treat these service people, blah. What is the coping mechanism for that?
I don't know.
Right. Me either.
I have no idea.
Do you lean into your entitlement? Do you lean into being mean? Being an asshole to service workers?
About it? Like, I don't
You're saying, like, what do you do?
I don't know. All I know is like, bro, that's a fact. Well, hold on. I disagree, Marissa, because it wasn't that she complained about her food not being there. She doxed this person.
Yeah, that was
ain't no mind your business about that. No, she was 1,000% wrong.
Yeah, you shouldn't have doxed her. That was you shouldn't have did that.
If she just got on there and made a post and said, "Oh, you know, I've been waiting for my Postmates, blah blah." If she just did that, then all right, yeah, mind your fucking business.
Yeah, but she doxed her though. You should.
But she doxed the woman.
Did that.
Like you can't. No, you can't dox. Even you. Just because your food didn't get here when you wanted to get here.
I'm not going to tell them about dox. No, I can't do that, but I will. I'm going to listen.
Nigga, hold on.
Hold on. But maybe I'm also the wrong person.
Nigga, remember me.
I know.
I used to be on this bitch always complaining about delivering
my fucking food. But here's the thing. Maybe I'm the wrong person. I'm not real thin, nigga. Like
that's right. You know what I'm saying?
So
and
maybe
I'm not doxing them either.
Right. That's the thing. To me, it's the doxing. Like you don't do, like complain, but don't dox. But I still
correct.
But overall, I just wished a lot of those people, if they was going to go at her for doxing that person.
No,
the moment y'all did that,
it should have been shit. It should have been the same rhetoric that it would have been had she not been a fat woman. Right. It should have been.
Right.
But
people are. And one thing people are never going to do, yo. They're never. It's not. Listen, I've tried to get people. I've literally made this a centerpiece. I made this a centerpiece in a lot of my rhetoric. They will not. Yo. And I feel like this is the other thing. When these people decided to make it about her weight, y'all lost the moral high ground. If your complaint was she doxed this person who doesn't want to be famous, ain't famous, wasn't trying to be famous, you put her shit all out there to the people, that's one thing. Yeah. The fact that they made it about her being fat, they lost the moral high ground.
Yeah. Oh no, without question. But here's the thing, right? So that's an incident in time, right? That's something that happened, and no matter what you do moving forward, that is still there. That's a stain.
Right.
Lizzo be eating you.
I mean,
Lizzo be listen. What I'm saying is she might not understand what brand means.
Oh, okay.
Because if your Instagram name is Lizzo be eating, come on now. Like,
yeah.
I get that she has these issues with the people because people are terrible.
People are horrible, yo.
And they're always going to be.
Yeah.
But at a certain point,
I don't mean I'm gonna let them bitches slide for it, though. I'm gonna be on your ass for being awful all the time.
Here's the thing. This is another thing with the whole idealism thing. Like, I feel like 1,000% you should be able to be fat
and enjoy eating,
enjoy your life, enjoy your career, prosper, all that shit.
You should also be able to enjoy eating.
Yes.
What's wrong with liking food?
I mean, facts.
You know the
thing about that though is it's kind of like a weird version of you throw the rock and hide your hand. Because again, you say brand.
Right.
You can change your Instagram name.
Yeah, you can.
And your Twitter name is not Lizzo Be Eating.
Right. That's true.
So it's
hold on. So that when she first came out, was that?
I have no idea how long it has been her.
Because if she linked into it later and then put that on there, it's two types of branding that people need to recognize. There's the intentional branding, your stage name, the photos that you put out there. There's also the branding that happens completely by accident, which is you get involved in a situation, you maybe don't make you respond to it in the way you felt at the time, but it doesn't go over well, with a lot of people, or it does go over well with a lot of people, and then that becomes part of what they know you for. Right. That becomes part of your brand. Right. So those type of brands. That's why I really was interested in knowing, was that something she just put up there when she first came out?
All right.
Or was that something she put up there after she decided to lean into her being fat?
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to not say certain things. So I don't want it to sound like I'm against Lizzo, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll say this: the very first time I heard about her, mm-hmm. her Instagram name was already Lizzo B. Eden.
And how long ago was that?
It was a while ago. It was before the doxing thing.
Okay. Marissa said also, I wish these same people talking about other people's health would also go as hard for universal health care.
I mean, but that's...
It does have... Listen. People are inherently contradictory about the shit they choose to care Correct. About, because what they try to do is position themselves in a way where, I'm not trying to be the asshole here. I'm just saying. But then when you see some other things that they don't support or they don't do, it's like, yo, you're telling us you're not being an asshole by being one of the 10 million people coming at her about that shit. But when we ask you about some of these other things, you don't have that exact same energy. There is maybe not a direct correlation, but there is an overall thing like, yo, do you really care about this? Or you piling on, you dog piling because a classic example. I have a friend of mine. So weird. When we were in junior high, right. He was rail thin like this. You know what he used to love to do? He used to love talk shit about fat people. That was his favorite shit to do. And that was literally his first insult he would do when he got into a conversation with somebody. They start arguing back and forth. You fat, this, you fat.
And then he got fat.
And then those jokes weren't funny anymore.
See how I come around, though. I mean,
so a lot of these people, man, when they get out there and talking like they nutritionists, look, I'll talk to a nutritionist about that
Thanks.
shit. Yeah, comment about it. Fine, that's a nutritionist. Some of these average motherfuckers are Americans, bro. In America, bro, Americans are overweight as a mother. Shut your dumb ass up talking about her. Most of you motherfuckers don't eat right.
No. Correct.
As evidenced by the yearly sales of McDonald's and all these other places. You sitting up here acting like you in the best shape. Some of these motherfuckers are sitting there talking to her, but they go to the doctor like, yo, you really need to. You know what I'm saying? Like stop it. Like, and I am not a huge Lizzo fan or stan. I'm not. I don't listen to her music. It don't interest me like that.
No, she's a black woman though.
But she's a black woman, and I feel like stop that capping, man. Like y'all get on these internet streets and act like y'all got all the answers. Y'all be doing it. Yo, mind your motherfucking business. Just handle your shit. I know right now, if I was to look at your finances right now, a lot of y'all not looking to, yo, stay out of her shit. Like, seriously, like some of y'all.
Whoa, hold on. Now we're back to idealism because she is a celebrity. This isn't
facts.
This isn't a random person who happens to have a decent amount of exposure. She is actually a celebrity in the entertainment business.
She is.
Stay out of her business is not realistic. That's not.
No, that's true. That's true. But you know what you could do? You know what you could do? She make music, right? Let's talk about that.
Thanks.
Let's talk about
that. Now that I agree with.
Let's talk about that.
But
y'all bringing up all this other shit.
Here's the thing. To say that people should stay out of her business is not wrong, right? It's not wrong. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. It's not practical.
It's not going to happen.
To say that they should talk about her music is not wrong.
Right.
It's not practical. It's not realistic. That's not how society treats their celebrities.
Right. But what I don't want to happen is we use that as a way to shield us talking shit on these people.
Oh
that
no!
are bad
Listen,
actors.
fuck them. Oh
right,
no! Hold up.
I'm
See,
on your top.
clearly, no. To be clear, fuck all of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
However, maybe I don't know if it's maybe she needs a publicist. I don't know. Like I don't know what it is.
Does she have one?
When I don't know.
I think as big as she is, she has to have something.
You would assume so, because she's a world-renowned star. You would assume so. But here's my thing. I don't know. I feel like with certain things. All right.
She probably shouldn't respond to everything. Perfect example. I'll tell you that.
That's 100% fair.
Yeah, you shouldn't respond.
Here's a good example I just thought of. Respectability politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the vast swath of things that could be under the umbrella of respectability politics,
right?
There are some that are absolutely 100% just bullshit. Like,
right,
get this shit the fuck out of my face.
Right.
There are some,
especially when people who are making these observations are not operating in good faith.
Correct.
Yeah.
But there are also some that are like, all right, yeah, you probably shouldn't do this.
Right. Right.
I feel like this is the type of you probably shouldn't do this.
Right.
Like, ain't nobody telling you not to eat. Well, those people are.
They are 100% telling her not to
eat. She's fully vegan. Like, and has been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, anyway. I'm not suggesting that she stop eating. I'm not suggesting that she lose weight.
Right.
I'm not suggesting any of those things that these bad faith actors are suggesting. I'm suggesting that statement she made about being fat not being her brand, she started to work toward that actually being true. That's what I'm suggesting. Because context matters, right? Like I said, if you complain about somebody not giving you your food and you're fat, people are going to talk about you being fat. Right. If you complain, if you at a baseball game and you wearing pants with your whole asshole out, people are going to talk about you being fat because you're fat. Like,
but they also talked about Prince, and he wasn't fat at all. He did that same shit in the American Music Awards,
and their rhetoric was different. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it still was about why you got your ass out in public. That was that. That was
This is what I'm saying. When you do shit I'm so glad you said that. When you do shit that people are going to complain about anyway, don't feed into the fucking stereotypes.
Yeah.
I guess that's really what I'm saying. If you're going to it's almost impossible in this day and age to go through your entire career without doing some shit that people are going to have a problem with.
Yep. Yeah.
So just,
I think my biggest feedback for Lizzo, you don't have to respond to every fucking thing.
That's right.
Like it's almost one of these things where you continue to give energy to it when you respond. These people are gonna say what they're gonna say.
1,000%.
But if you like certain shit should be beneath you to even respond to. But I also recognize that she's human.
Yeah, thanks.
People have emotions. And again, this is not a case one person said this. We're talking about millions of people getting online. Every time you go online, and you got to see that. That's why, like I said, that's why it's hard for me to be like hypercritical of how she may word that she could be compromised. Because people can act like the shit don't bother them, but the shit be bothering them. You know what I'm saying? And she might be compromised by that shit. And there'll never be a time when humans will act better than that.
No.
Humans are going to be that way. But that's why I also think for balance, for the sake of balance,
for your mental health,
the world has got to let me dog these motherfuckers out. It's balanced because they got a chance to say all that shit.
No, you're right.
To her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
you're right.
I need to...
But I think my priority of two things that I would love for her to do. Number one, stop being on social media so much.
Yeah. Maybe let your people handle your social media. You are big enough at this point where nobody should really expect you to be answering and replying. She's big enough.
That's my number one. My 1A would be stop leaning into it. Please stop leaning into it. Like, And here's the thing, I'm not that big a fan of Lizzo. I don't follow her shit. So it's possible that there was just a moment of time
That's
that
what
she was leaning into it.
I honestly think that's what that was.
But here's the problem with
it. It was a response.
The unfortunate problem with that is you're still Lizzo.
Yeah.
You're still Lizzo and you're still fed. So when you did that a little while ago, just because you stopped now, the idiots are still going to continue.
In the same vein, you're Lizzo. You got guap now. Like,
bro,
listen. The day I get that bag, that bag, I don't give a flying. But then she's young, and
so she's worth $40 million.
She's worth $40 million. She's young. Well, comparatively, she's young.
Well, yeah, she's 36.
Yeah, it's comparatively young. And look, again, I can't rightfully say I know exactly what I would do in her situation.
Oh no, not at all. You say exactly. That many people, I don't know what I would do at all. Like, I don't have many people.
Oh no, I kind of know what I would do. I don't know if that's the right thing to do though. You know what I'm saying?
Like, listen, I hear you, but I don't know what I would do at all in that specific situation. Like, all of these fucking people. Like, if there's,
I know what my knee jerk is.
Right.
I don't know if that's the right thing to do though. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I mean, imagine that speech. Seriously, me and Addie walked around here for 2 years talking about make James famous. Now, let's say it took and it went crazy. It went viral. It went whatever. Mm-hmm. And you're there now. And then a mother, you do something not intentionally, just the course of whatever. But somebody find fault with it.
Video with a boogie on my face.
Right. Somebody find fault with it. Then millions of other people jump in and pile onto the shit.
I have no idea.
I don't know what you do with that. But what would be your knee jerk?
Hyena mode. But here's the thing. That's not realistic. I know that's not realistic.
You can't win.
You can't do that. But that's
the internet
really
is undefeated.
That's where this comes from. For me personally, I can't speak for nobody else.
Right.
For me personally, this is where this comes from with Lizzo. You can't win. You cannot win this battle. You can't win, Rock. This is
bigger than you are.
I feel like that's really what it is, Joe.
You want her. I get it. You're looking at it from a standpoint of, sis, don't waste your time.
Because this is what I would do with anybody in my life, right? Anybody in my life, if they were doing something that directly contributed to making their situation worse, I would fuss
or making them unhappy.
Right. I would fuss at them. Okay, you say you want this, but you're doing this. Yet that's not actually helpful to the goal that you're trying to achieve.
Right.
And that's how I feel about this. So, like, I extrapolate that to this black woman because she's a black woman. Like, nigga, like, and her music is amazing. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan, like, in the way that I don't follow her and all that shit. But when a Lizzo song come on, she kill it. Like, I don't. It's not. I have no critique about her music at all. Right. I love Lizzo's music. Well, again, I can't say love because I don't follow it, but
you like it.
I like it. I really like her music. So, like,
and part of this too was sis say about the jealousy and the haters, which is the other reason why some shit. This is one of the reasons you can't win, because there's always going to be a way more people that's jealous of you than there are of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like sometimes it's just not, when you give it energy, it remains. It feeds itself. It's an open system that's constantly being fed. But when you close off and you don't, eventually it gets worn away. And then you wind up saying people actually going at the people that's still talking about
it. That's a fact.
Because it's like, yo, you got nothing else better to do.
Defenders.
You got nothing else better to do.
Other people that's just like, yo, she ain't even around. Like, what are you talking? Like,
right.
If you just stop posting on social media for like a year and just went along life doing the shit that you do, enjoying yourself, getting your bag, all that other shit, it would be different. They wouldn't stop. It wouldn't be over completely. It would be different though. But and I'm not even necessarily suggesting that, because that's the extreme.
No, it's extreme. Plus, Business model be business model be.
But here's the thing.
You can disappear, bro.
I don't think she's at that point. I don't think she's at that point anymore. Like, I think there's a parabola, right? I think she's at the point where she doesn't need to market on social media. Like, I think her brand is big enough that when a tour is announced, the people there, they'll know.
Right.
I don't think she's at the point where slowing down what she does on social media will hurt her career. Now, I think she can get back to that point but
wouldn't it really depend on what her people that's responsible for keeping her shit relevant think? Because if they're telling her, no, you got to do it, it don't matter what we say.
Yeah, but there's also times where you have to realize you're right. Like, instead of listening to the people, like you hire the people you hire for a reason,
right?
Clearly, but that doesn't mean you have to do every single thing that they say the exact way that they say it. So let me look at her Instagram and see what the deal is with her promo game, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, all right. She's doing one thing. Now I'm ignoring I'm ignoring most of the reels because I'm not about to play them right now. But this one post she has, it's in the screenshot of the reel. It says, "I'm sorry, people on Twitter suck. You are beautiful and special." She is holding. So apparently somebody made this comment or replied to her in some way, shape, or form, and she printed it out. She got on this big ass piece of paper. She's performing and she's holding it up. Right. So that's one way. I like that. That works for me.
Yeah,
that works for me. She does not. Again, outside of audio, she's not promoting much. She's just being visible, in the public eye type thing.
Right.
But
that's that in itself. What I've learned, that in itself, when you go dark, it does affect you because the way the algorithm.
But hold on, no, I'm not saying. When I say she needs to stay off social media,
she doesn't need to run her social media.
I'm saying
she doesn't need to run that shit.
I'm saying you and I have to be on social media.
Because who else we gonna get to do it?
Right. She don't have to be on social. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
she shouldn't have a presence,
image,
a page.
No.
But yeah, she doesn't need to run her social media. And I often wonder about that too. When I see these big celebrities that literally have millions of pounds, they are getting it. They're getting it. So at this point, ain't you busy with some other shit? Like, but I get it. You know what? It's one of these things too, is where social media is addictive. It's very addictive. Like, there's literally studies out now.
That's right.
About addictive. And if you weren't famous at one point and you started on social media and then you became famous, it's kind of hard not to check your.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of hard not to check your
1,000%.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. All I'm gonna say is, I really wish that it was possible for Lizzo to say, you know what, this is what I got people for. They're gonna post about where I'm gonna be. If there's promotional pictures and shit.
But hold on, they can post more than that. They can still post the same shit she posts now.
Okay.
It's just she doesn't have to be.
She don't have to be the one to do it. Or to go back and read them. Because I do know people who have said that they don't read the comments under their shit. Like celebrities, I don't read that shit. I don't read that shit.
I watch YouTubers that ain't even that big.
That's facts. I don't read that shit. Because I know me, when my channel was getting all of that attention them years back, I at first attempted to read every comment back, this, that, and third. After a while, no. So I would do it to the first hour.
All right.
First hour, I would comment, reply. Then after that, y'all just gonna have to y'all got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's too many people. And I didn't have the help at that time. I didn't have the people to run the channel for me because I wasn't big enough for real. to justify me paying somebody to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wasn't big enough. But she definitely, I would actually say that for a lot of people, they get to a point where they've reached maximum saturation with their brand. You don't probably need to be running most of your social media.
Here's the thing. Do you need to? No. But I don't strongly advise it as much as I do for her, because this is clearly bothering her.
Yeah, this is definitely bothering her.
Like, it's not like
it's definitely bothering her.
It's one thing to see stuff on social media about you and be bothered about it. It's another thing to see stuff on social media about you and be bothered about it enough to make multiple posts.
Facts.
About what's going on. Facts. Once you at that point, you need to break. You need to take a break from social media.
Yeah, you disconnect. You disconnect for real. It's social media is such a fucking. There are things about this that people were not prepared for. That's why I do understand the reasoning behind the AI, people that's making these AI shits going to Congress and saying, look, before this gets, let's have the discussion. Because we didn't do that with social media. We didn't do that. It was a thing, and then it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was no real, and now we're only coming back now and looking at studies that show the type of harm that it does. So I get that. But and I also got to consider the fact that my perspective on this is that of a 54-year-old black man with not that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So my perspective might be a little skewed, but I do think, the moment I get that bag, y'all, the people that should see me will see me. That's all I'm saying. Like, so my perspective of that is a little off, because I'm thinking of in terms of, if I don't have to do it, I'm not going to.
But see, sure, that's the scope you're coming from, but you're still looking at it as a mental health thing, really.
Right. Yo, absolutely. Because that's how I'm saying it. I'm saying it like, do I really want that to occupy this amount of space in my head on a regular basis? No.
I'm very big about not giving other people so much power over you.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Because the reality situation is, once I'm at that point, one of the reasons I said I wanted to get to that point is because it would improve my life.
Thanks.
If I'm allowing too much of that to occupy, I'm effectively taking away all the benefits of me having all of that. Because now I'm not in a good space. Now I'm mad. I can't slap the shit out of 1 million people. I'm sorry. I can't. So now that
1 million,
that desire goes
not physically possible,
unfulfilled.
Facts.
So but yet I'm still combating them. I'm still getting on here. Fuck you. I'm posting memes of middle fingers. Fuck you. I'm doing all this shit.
Listen to me clearly.
It's too much.
Listen to me clearly. If that situation would ever happen with you, my very first move, first of all, you don't exist anymore.
Right.
I'm going straight to Ayetta, and I'm gonna say, take all his toys. He can't have his phone. He can't touch his computer.
Man.
If he needs to talk to any of the other multi-world and majestic people, we will find a way. Someone will be present with him, and they will be handling the device.
Listen, I'm playing my video games.
No, nigga, you're not. You're not, because they have online components. You would be persona non grata for a while.
Yo,
maybe a couple months, but
all I want to be able to do is not have to deal with that dumb shit and not feel like I have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Absolutely.
And that's like, I don't, but again, I'm not, I know me. I don't, classic example. When I did the Reason Rap, that day, I was getting kind of mobbed. I'm out there after the performance. People, can I sign in? Can I take a picture? Can we do that? Cool. But it was a little overwhelming, right? But cool. The next day, me and my family went to the movies. Nobody knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
I said, I like that shit. I like that shit. I had that experience, but I could leave it right there at that event, and I ain't have to worry about being out with my family, friends, and that. And all of a sudden, being in her case though, there ain't nowhere she can go that she not gonna be recognized as for who she is.
Right.
So the last thing I want to do, I'm gonna have to disconnect.
That's the trade-off, though.
That's the trade-off because
you have the money to put yourself in a situation like
right.
Once you have that amount of fame, hopefully you have a commensurate amount of money,
right?
And you have the money to be able to have more places for yourself that you can actually be away from that shit.
Yeah, yeah. But the trade-off is also that, so you have all these things, but in order for you to maintain your mental health and not get caught up into these fucking rabbit holes of troll after disingenuous after outright toxic, hating, jealous ass motherfuckers, you gotta disconnect. Because I think it then does begin to subtract from all the benefits you got from being successful in that endeavor. It takes away from it. If you're not right here, I don't care how much money you got in your pocket or in your bank account. If you're not right here, if you're constantly got that feeling in your chest that you want to strangle somebody, but you can't, that shit ain't.
It's not helpful.
It's not helpful. And we start talking about quality of life at this point.
Yeah, good.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about quality of life. So it would probably do her well. Somebody need to say to her, look, these motherfuckers are always going to be haters of yours now.
Always.
And they're always going to find a way to pop up on your social media saying some bullshit, no matter what you do. You need to disconnect because you can't change that. Like, I wish we could. I wish we could go and just go, wing, and all these motherfuckers has disappeared. Wish I could just snap that shit. Bye, bitch. You out.
You know, there was an idea.
There was an idea. Yes, there was. There was.
But no, you're right. You're 100% correct. Like,
you need to just get away. Had them motherfuckers post your shit. Look, even the pictures, right? So when she out and about doing her that cool shit, you got a photographer there. And this motherfucker, put it up on the thing. Yeah, like you don't have to do none of that. You can still have all the cool little, a fan, little girl fan. You grab up the snap.
That's what I'm saying. She can still have the stuff on her social media that she has on there. She don't gotta do it.
Nah, get somebody else do that shit. Because we're talking quality of life at this point. And I would hate. I really hate the fact that she feeling like that. Like that post is actually sad.
Yes.
Like I feel like I should just quit all. This is some shit you wanted to do your whole life.
But here's the thing. I don't know if this is another sign. Now, maybe all of this lack of self-awareness might be related to her mental state, right? Because it's a possibility that if you're depressed or whatever the case may be, it fucks with your faculties.
Yes.
So, I gotta say, if you're responding to people hating on you with, I'm going to disappear, they aren't the people that care. Your fans are the people that would care about that.
Facts.
So, like, it's a delicate.
But if you're emotionally compromised,
right, you're not gonna think that way.
Yeah,
right.
And that could be what's happening with this. Like I said, I have no reference for it.
Right.
But that said, sis, log off.
Yes, please.
Go
enjoy
for a second. The thing I said isn't gonna work. It didn't work. Hold on.
I knew it. I told y'all, everybody's business beginning. When we got on here, he said hi to a couple people, and he got off so he can go hidden proof something. And I told y'all, Tim is being delusional because he's had enough cats that he should know that there's no such thing as kitten proofing. And it took a while, but I was right. McKenna says, honestly, as a society in general, we need to disconnect more from celebrities' lives. To an extent, people like the Kardashians, Real Housewives, etc., invited into their lives, but the way we obsess, I'm assuming she's still typing. All right, there are a lot of comments about Lizzo being in shape, and so okay. So McKenna says, honestly, as a society in general, we need to disconnect more from celebrities' lives. To an extent, people like the Kardashians, Real Housewives, etc., invited into their lives. But the way we obsess over people's lives, people's private lives, and form weird parasocial relationships, which are not inherently bad, is unhealthy. I think there's something to that. The only thing I would fight back against is the word private lives. Because once it became a thing that you could monetize your quote private life, your life is no longer private. There are things that people would like to keep private that get out. That's obviously always going to be the case. That's the whole paparazzi thing and all that other good stuff. But I don't think you're wrong. I think this is another thing that's just unrealistic and never going to happen. Because content exists to be consumed. And the vast majority, as long as reality TV is as profitable as it is, there will always be people that are in that realm, obviously, that do it. But there are also always going to be people outside of that realm that are still celebrities that will borrow elements of it. There will always be people outside of that realm that will borrow elements from it, and it will continue to be a thing where the public at large gets to see what used to be considered your private life.
So this is the thing for me. Like,
that's facts too, baby.
To get to, oh hell yeah, that's facts.
That's all facts.
That's facts. The time to get to know me, to be able to associate with me, even on a small scale of time, is now before this shit. Why? Because then you're already a mainstay in my consciousness. Mm-hmm. You're already somebody who I'm used to talking to from time to time, so you'll probably always have access. Unless you do some fuck shit, you'll always have some access. Because once that maximum saturation of the brand gets to be a thing, I'm cutting new motherfuckers off. You will be those folks that are my circle. That's my circle. I'm used to talking to Cindy. I'm used to talking to Biddy. I'm used to talking to McKenna. I'm used to talking to Jonathan. I'm used to talking to Discord. I'm used to talking to them.
Thanks.
Mike, I'm used to talking to them. So that wouldn't change. Like, I would still be talking to them, right? They would still have access. But after that, these other no, I can't afford it. My mental health, I can't afford it.
Facts.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, it's not. Listen, and here's the thing: there will always be people who attain celebrity and still decide to be private.
Yes,
to a certain degree. Yes. Right? There will always be. I saw Ed Sheeran make a post, and though I don't necessarily 100% agree with, not make a post, he was on some show, he was being interviewed. Right. I don't 100% agree with what he said, but he said basically, why are you posting a selfie of yourself? The selfie doesn't sell anything. He said, I post performances. I post this. He's one of those people that you're not going to see too much of his private life that he puts out there.
Right.
So yes, there will always be people who attain celebrity that are like that. But as long as reality TV is still a thing, that is never going to. As long as that's a thing, there's never going to be a lack of celebrities that are willing to put their personal lives out there.
I would also argue with him on whether or not that sells anything.
Oh no, it absolutely sells something.
It does sell stuff.
Yes, even if it's just an image.
Exactly, even if it's just an image. If that's the case, then the reality shit wouldn't be as profitable for people to do that.
But I'm all for being delusional for a good reason.
Yeah, me too. If that helps you keep yourself under control, and not be
individual delusion for good purposes
If that helps,
it's wholesome.
Yeah.
It's wholesome.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Moving on. So, did you heard anything about this DJ Envy stuff?
Vaguely.
All right. So
I did hear motherfucker talking about he was gonna slap shit out of.
Well, wait. Rick Ross, DJ Envy get disrespectful in car show war of words.
Oh no,
Rick
I didn't
Ross,
hear about this. I heard about
this
this other dude.
No, this is how it started. This is how this whole thing. Rick Ross and DJ Envy are in the midst of a war of words.
Okay, first tell people who may not know who DJ Envy is. Tell them who DJ Envy is.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, okay.
No, if they don't know who he is, they don't need to know who he is. It parts. You'll get enough context from the story. Rick Ross and DJ Envy are in the midst of a war of words after Rose declared on Drink Champs that the radio host was never on my level when it comes to hosting car shows. This led to Envy criticizing Ross for his inability to get a permit for his own car show. Ross shot back at the Breakfast Club host on Thursday, taking to Instagram to tell the beige boy to bow down.
Oh no!
He added that while Envy is doing his show in Memphis, he should send every dollar to the late Young Dolph's family.
Oh.
Since we on our car show, DJ Envy, you'll never be on my level. For one, you do car shows with rappers and my dead homies. So what you doing in Memphis, that's for Dolph. And I believe Dolph's legacy should live on, but make sure every penny you make, you donate to Dolph's family. And Envy, don't nobody build cars to come to your show. Don't nobody drive from out of state to come to your show. Envy, the beige rage. You see? But make sure them people got everything they need. Envy in Memphis. Y'all better hold Envy to it. Bow down, Envy. Bow down, beige boy. You a beige boy. And make sure my people good. We been had these. Show love for real. You just marketing. So, on Friday, Envy clapped back at Russ, getting personal about his supposed riches. He said, let's be honest, right? Rick Ross, you Airbnb your home, the house that you sleep in. Eddie Murphy slept in your bed. They shot Coming to America and Eddie Murphy milked your bed. I'm not that guy that's going to charge somebody $500 to get in because I couldn't sleep with myself. He then addressed why he's doing the show in Memphis with Paper Route, which is Dolph's company. He said, I'm doing it with Paper Route, the company that Young Dolph owns, you idiot. Yeah, you have 200, 300 cars. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But most of them are trash. They're garbage. If you go through mine, they're quality. Think about it. I haven't said anything. You started with the Drink Champs interview. That just tells me your ticket sales are not doing well.
Oh!
So the argument came to a head on Saturday as Rick Ross dragged Envy's wife and kids into the spat. Ross returned to IG with some more sass, responding to the radio host's claims that he has to Airbnb his home for extra income. He said, you've been a great co-host on the Charlamagne the God show. You can come and mop my floors. Mop this marble out of respect, DJ Envy. You just gave me a good idea. I just told the people coming to clean up my pool to hold on because I said Envy and his 7 sons could come over here. Y'all can handle this pool for the pool party. And Envy, out of respect and love for you, that part of the pool, I'm saving that just for your girlfriend and her little baddies. DJ Envious, you just started a pool cleaning service because you got a job. You work. I'm kind of confused. You talking to a boss and you got a job. You got to report to. Don't get fired by that white man. It's all fun and joy, but dead serious. Your girlfriend, Envy, she right here. She right there, and I need you and your sons. I told the cleaning crew to hold up. So, once again, Envy responds to the shot with one of his own. On the Breakfast Club Monday, he called out Fat Boy Ross and dressed up as a correctional officer.
No!
One of Ross's former gigs. He also claimed that Rose still collects a pension from his days in law enforcement. Now, this is where that second thing started, because on that same episode, he brought up, he said, and I heard that one of your artists, your man's Gunplay, had to put up a GoFundMe for a situation that he's
That's
having.
the part of this that I heard.
He said he heard your man had to put up a GoFundMe for the situation he had. That's terrible. If Charlamagne had some issues, I would never let Charlamagne put up a GoFundMe. He said somebody else, I can't remember the other person. He said basically if anybody I rock with like that, I would never let them put up a GoFundMe. So Gunplay heard about it. Gunplay called Charlamagne
I heard
to call Envy, and they were on a three-way. And Gunplay asked about it. Envy obviously did it, so he admitted to doing it. But Gunplay took it a little further. And here's the thing: I don't think he's wrong. I think he's slightly off. Like he's slightly off. He said, no, not he's slightly. He's technically off. But I can't hold him for feeling the way he feels, because the point was he was saying that the situation was for his daughter and she needed medical attention,
and the mother wanted them to do that because she was in panic mode. So
that's when he started talking about he'll slap him and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, Envy ain't back down.
No, I heard him say, I guess
Envy
we just
ain't
be
back
fighting
down.
it.
Guess we gonna be fighting. So, but Envy and Charlamagne didn't know they were being recorded.
Oh, you can't do that.
Well, so Envy got back on the Breakfast Club talking about, there's laws about doing that. And as soon as that video came out, he had lawyers from Florida hitting him up, talking about this case potentially. So after that, the fiance of rapper Gunplay has clapped back at DJ Envy over claims that Gunplay's recorded phone call,
what's up, Joe,
having a heated exchange broke Florida state law. She said that Florida. On Tuesday she said on an Instagram post sharing Envy's comments, which a number of listeners of social media users perceived as a potential legal threat against Gunplay. According to her, the couple was miles away from Florida at the time of the recording, which was made on a business phone, thus making Envy's comments null and void.
That's what we done?
She said, seeing that we were in Kentucky visiting my family on the business phone at that, Kentucky is a single party consenting state.
So now what it looked like is that you snitched. You was about to snitch for nothing. About to go to the police, tell her, hey, yo, he called, he recorded my shit, but then that law or provision is only valid if they were in Florida. They can prove they weren't in Florida. So now you don't have that anymore. But what you do have is he's about to call the police.
I mean, maybe.
That's what you do have.
I mean, he didn't have to call the police.
No, he didn't have to. I'm just saying what you have, though, now is the idea.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right, so the now controversial phone
call
call stemmed from a disagreement Gunplay had over comments made by Envy regarding the GoFundMe page. The page started saying to help pay for a heart procedure. The lady said, my family, my daughter, and her GoFundMe had nothing to do with y'all little fake beef. You let these blogs run with a narrative that is completely false and led to so much BS. Once Rick Ross found out what was going on, he immediately wired our daughter's account a heavy lump sum. We were able to get her better insurance, get her equipment, pay off her deductibles, and make sure she can see all these specialists. We've thanked him multiple times. The conversation between Gunplay and Envy became tense, with the rapper repeatedly threatening to slap Envy for broadcasting his daughter and his family's personal business, responded by saying that he would defend himself if assaulted. The radio host promised to apologize on radio, which he did. He did apologize publicly.
Nice.
Before this response, Envy apologized publicly. Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I don't know how true this Kentucky thing is. Right.
Well, I was about to ask about that too. I mean, you said it, sure.
Right.
You look good saying it, but
right.
Is there a way to prove that that's even true? Because it sounds like you threw that out there to diffuse any legality that could be going on. And by the way, before anybody says anything, I am still holding into account the Envy talked about gun police. And
I mean, that's not exactly.
I mean, look, at a certain point, you about to call the law or somebody related to the law. You know how the streets. You know how the streets.
Yeah, no, yes, but here's the thing about that, though, right? when you get to a certain level.
Oh, I 100% agree, bro. I 100% agree. I'm just saying.
Envy is no longer at the level where he would adhere to street
No,
law.
he wouldn't. But what I'm saying is the narrative will still hold him to that standard.
Oh, no, without question.
They're gonna still
yeah. But here's the thing about that, right? I kind of feel like they're inoculated from that type of thing.
I mean, maybe
the example I give is the Birdman situation. When that happened, it was a problem. Yeah, and everybody was talking, oh, they bitches, blah 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 blah. It stopped nothing.
No, it didn't.
Absolutely nothing stopped for them. Actually, I would argue that they've gotten bigger since then.
Also, I would even argue that while there was that vocal crowd that was saying that, I think there was a lot more people that was basically joking Birdman off of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga.
Like he came in there, all three of y'all. Yeah, he came in there with all that, but he looked really absurd. And I saw a lot of people, you going in there on these people, like this is the tough guy shit you doing to them.
Right.
Radio disc jockeys, like, fuck is you? What would Quicksilver say? I don't know. What I do know is there's a segment of the population, and I'm not even gonna hold you. There's a portion of me that's part of that because the first thing I saw was, oh, you about to call the police? Oh, or somebody affiliated with the law because okay. I ain't gonna hold you. There's a part of me that was like, oh, he said he's gonna slap shit out you, and you said you're gonna call them. No, that's not what happened. I know, but this is what I'm just saying. So if I think, if
this is the type of shit, this is the problem. This is the goddamn problem. If now here's the thing, and this is my issue with humans, right? Because if you think about all of the factors logistically,
yes, it makes no sense for Envy to be out there.
No, not even that. No, not even that. When threatened, Envy responded in kind.
He did. I mean, listen, I heard the audio. It's a little understated. He said it.
He didn't.
It was a little understated.
Being recorded.
I know he didn't. I'm just saying at the time when he said it.
The logic that follows. Listen, the logic that follows is he not about to call the police because the nigga threatened to.
No, and he's not. He's not. Like that wasn't. But I'm just.
But what you said is true. What you said is still simultaneously the case. And that's why I hate niggas.
Yeah, because listen, this is what I'm telling you. If
logic tells you that he's not about to call the police for being threatened, but
you know how they're gonna take the story.
Niggas heard lawyers.
The moment you said lawyers, law, somebody get in trouble with this, y'all was having this back and forth, and now it's the law, and then I come from that, and I'm telling you the way niggas gonna see it. So in the conversation, to be clear,
why I hate
niggas. To be clear,
this is exactly why I hate niggas.
He threatened to slap shit out you.
To
which you did respond. I said, I guess we're gonna be fighting then. But if we look at the audio, listen to the audio of it. That part of it wasn't as loud as I slapped shit out of you. So I'm just saying.
Hold on. To be fair, wait. No, we're not gonna do this because. For one reason, I can't say because we live. But another reason is because Gunplay wasn't rowdy.
No, he wasn't, but he was louder when he said. He was louder. Like
he was.
I heard Envy say what he said.
No,
but it seemed to be muffled.
His camera is here. The phone is here. So yes, you're gonna hear Gunplay a little more clearly than you're gonna hear DJ Envy, because he's not only is he on the phone, but he's the third addition to the phone call.
Facts.
And he's the furthest thing away from the goddamn. Shut up, nigga.
But I'm just telling you.
I am not suggesting that Gunplay said you know I slap you, right? Because that's what he said.
No,
that's how he said it.
He
too.
did not say
he was
it.
Like, yo, you know I slap you.
Right.
And I'm not suggesting that Envy was like, nigga, we gonna be fighting then. The fuck? No, I'm not suggesting that that's what happened. But here's the thing: they have a rapport.
They do,
and
I don't give a fuck what kind of rapport you got. A nigga ain't ever gonna
listen, nigga. Let me finish. That wasn't to say that he should have responded kindly to being slapped. All I'm saying is they have a rapport.
They do.
And before it got to that point, Gunplay had already made it clear that his wife had an issue.
He did.
What happened?
He did.
So Envy was in a mood of contrition.
He was
before Gunplay
because you were already you. I felt like in that conversation, Envy knew he overstepped.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, he took the position of
he was like, "Yo, this my man's."
I can understand. I can see why.
Right.
So I feel that. Believe me, I'm not saying.
And hold up, let me be clear. My breakdown of this is in no way or shape or form endorsing the idea that Envy is or is not bitch made.
Right.
I'm simply saying there is evidence that we got in a situation where the person in question had no idea he was being recorded.
No, facts. And also, I am not saying that Envy needed to be. I'm just telling you.
But the problem with that is, I know you're not saying it,
right?
But niggas is.
I know. That's what I'm
commenting on. And that's why I hate niggas.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Yo, there's
how this works, right?
In that scenario, there's absolutely no reason for anybody to get gangster.
No.
Especially because Gunplay wasn't rowdy in the situation.
But you can't nicely say.
You can. Listen, here's the thing.
You know I slap shit out of you.
Well,
I don't like this. You can't say that to me. You can't nicely say.
Listen. I'm not refuting what consequences could potentially come from a nigga just outright saying they gonna slap you.
Not just that. You know. My God, what?
Yo, you know what's funny about that?
What?
So, how many episodes of Rock did you watch?
What, the TV show?
Yeah,
I probably watched all of them.
All right. So I did not. I was young. I didn't really.
Right.
So I saw a clip yesterday.
Whoa.
And it was about. I saw a clip yesterday, and it was about some nigga selling drugs to the kids in the community.
Yes.
Okay.
I remember
so
that
the scene in question.
Right.
He's in there. He's being confronted by the community.
Yeah.
You got some old nigga saying some shit. Then Tone Loc come like, "Hey, you know who I am."
No, he went, "Hey." You know, Tone Loc voice
facts. He like, you know who I am. You know you don't want no problems with me. Now, but here's my issue with the scene, right? So he says that, and then the dude in question steps up, like, "Yo, don't talk to me like that." So then another person says something, and then the some leader of some Muslim group in the area says, "Listen, I'm with them, and they have my full support."
Right.
And the clip, I don't know how the scene ended. Mm-hmm. The clip ended with the dude in question saying, "I hear y'all. No more conversation needed." But it didn't sound like he was conceding.
Right.
What the fuck happened?
Right. I don't remember. But I do remember because Tone Loc was on some. That's really the first time I saw Tone Loc as that type of dude.
Right.
So he did his job.
Yeah.
He did his job. But during the course of that series, when his character was introduced in there several times, Tone was on. He was one of them. He's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like he crept inside Rock House once when some shit was going down. He looked out the windows like, all right, just like that, I'm ready to go. Like, so he was clearly in them streets,
right,
doing dirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when he said the old boy, you know you don't want no problems with me. there's a way. That way he said that there's a way that guy didn't have to take it that way. Like, yo, I will ruin everything.
Right.
Just the conflict. Even if you win, I could ruin all of this, right? But that, of course, that's not how to do. He took that as a threat. Yeah. Like, don't talk to me like you gonna do something to me. Like that's all shit. Right. So again, the streets will hear that audio, and as pleasantly as Gunplay said, I slap the shit out of you. And then when the conversation later turns to law, this, that, and third,
right?
The added thing about Envy's retort being a bit muffled. You know how this works. If y'all out there in the street,
nigga,
and one nigga doing this and he's super loud, and you talking back, it's like the perception. Right? Yo, he was on that nigga. He was on that nigga.
Debo come around, I shut up. When he leaves,
that's all I'm saying. I am in no way endorsing none of them rich niggas going out there doing this stupid shit. I'm just telling you.
And also, it's clear this nigga don't got much good sense. He decided to name himself Gun.
Listen. I know, right? He's talking about speaking shit into existence, yo.
He been in some shit before, which is why I feel like that's more context. All right, so that's more context. That's why I feel like the whole isn't necessarily like we got a past and I've seen you. No, it's more like, nigga, you know the shit.
You know what I'm on.
Like, yeah.
But but no one would have been a lot more conciliatory if he was like, yo, you know what it is.
Sure. But again, he named himself Gunplay.
I know.
He was the person recording.
So he
knows he's recording. He cares not.
Yes, that's true.
Clearly,
that's
he
true.
cares not.
He doesn't give a fuck. I'm just saying, if y'all have been friendly, y'all been cool. Like, yo, I don't want us to get into a situation where we got this sort of thing going on or whatever. That ain't for us. That is the other phrase that the hood uses, at least the hood we come from, uses, where I'm respecting the fact that this man going to defend and stand on his shit, but he going to respect the fact that if this shit continues, this going that ain't for us.
Right.
That's the whole. You know I slam shit out of you. Yo, that shit is crazy.
That's wild. No, I am not at no point in no way, shape, or form am I arguing. That's not wild. That's crazy. That's wild. Yo, generally, right?
I'll put my foot up your ass.
Yo, generally, you don't just say that to a nigga.
No.
That's not.
And you definitely don't say shit like that to somebody who you think is your equal in a physical confrontation unless you ready to take it there right now. You ready to take it there right now. But just that, like, nah. Yo, I know several people you can't say that to other than myself. You can't. I don't care. You can put roses all in your mouth when you say it. You can't say that. You can't. Like, it's gonna be something. It's going like immediately. Like, it's not. Even if it's on the phone, immediately.
Apparently, they were like 18 states away from each other.
Yeah, right. So of course, but easy to say when somebody 18 states away. But there are planes, my God. Like,
nigga,
if it's that serious.
Yeah.
But I know Envy wasn't gonna.
It's all for all accounts. For Gunplay, it probably was that serious.
Yeah, because he named himself Gunplay. So
I mean, listen, this goes back. I hate to bring this back up. Lizzo. Somebody named himself Gunplay.
Yo, this scored a shout out. Yo.
That's funny. What I was about to say? God damn it. This nigga named himself Gunplay.
Right.
What you think people gonna think? Yeah. All right. I'm just saying. I'm
and at the same time, that nigga named himself Envy.
The nigga named himself Envy, and he beige. What you think people gonna think?
I do gotta say, for years it's crossed my mind that he named himself Envy.
It was always weird to me.
Yeah.
I never understood, and I don't think he ever explained it.
What that mean?
Yeah, like why?
Why are you envious?
Like generally when you name yourself something, it's about
an attribute of yourself. Yeah, it's an attribute of yourself.
Right. It's not about how others respond to you.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yourself.
Right.
I don't know. All right.
I don't know either, bro. But what I will say is, when you have gunplay,
will you say that a gunplay in the envy?
When you have gunplay in the envy, I'm rolling with gunplay because
generally, as a rule of thumb, I have to agree with you. However,
I mean, everybody got some fighting. I ain't saying he don't.
I'm
just saying that it sounds wild.
I'm not talking about the fighting part, right? I'm talking about the overall of it. Because apparently, if they indeed were in a state that does not have the single party consent thing, that is a charge that can potentially get gunplay sent back to jail.
And this is because of this, I say again, the streets gonna say,
"Oh, facts." No, listen.
Snitched.
Here's the thing: at no point did I refute, because absolutely,
you know what they gonna say.
Niggas is.
You know what they gonna say. You snitch. Nigga.
I'm just mad at
my man back.
Yo,
because niggas is dumb. Yeah, niggas is dumb.
I'm proactively mad at these niggas.
I understand
because I know that's how they're gonna respond to this. But that's
what it is.
But I know what I know. But here's the thing: I will give this. Mm-hmm. At least the main person he's feuding with can't use that.
That's
Ross
facts.
Can't be like.
That's facts. He can't use that.
Ricky, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I am surprised. Rick Ross grew on me musically over the years, but I am still surprised that Officer Ricky has this voice in hip hop, considering what hip hop claimed to value for years. I would
argue that he doesn't. I would argue that he has this voice in pop culture.
Yeah. But how often do you hear people bringing up Officer Ricky?
That's my thing. I would argue that he has this voice in pop culture, not necessarily specifically in hip hop, for two reasons. One, he laid low for a while when it was going on.
Yeah.
He laid low and diversified his business portfolio and all that good shit. Also, 6ix9ine exists.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because at a certain point, right, when you talk about at one point he was a correctional officer. And another guy who blatantly snitched after being on social media every chance he got, antagonizing real street dudes, acting like he was about that. See, this is the thing people don't be getting either. The reason people was mad at 6ix9ine is not necessarily because he snitched. It was everything that built up to the fact that he didn't wound up snitching after all of the shit he started. After all of the antagonizing of real street people, going to different areas early as shit in the morning where he knew nobody would be out there, videoing himself there just to say so he could go online and shit on these people. And then only for us to find out that you did that, but then you start really trying to get into this role and you try to pay a motherfucker to actually shoot somebody. Right? Then after all that, you come out and then you snitch. Then you make that a core element. You try anyway to make that a core element in your branding, but using the rat imagery and also trying to find other places where people there may be some ambiguity in any statements they made to the police and shit. Just say this, see, snitching, y'all can't, because he did it too. He did that sort of shit. Just look crazy, and that's why I'm glad. I don't know how popular he still is with the Latino market because he was building heavily overseas with that. I'm just glad that there was some accountability in the marketplace here for that shit. Because he ain't never been the same since. You rarely hear people. Last time I heard somebody talk about him when he got
jumped
beat in the gym. You know, that's the last time I heard anything from him.
Yeah.
So,
all right, fuck him. Y'all know what time it is. Am I the asshole?
Yes. Oh,
am I the asshole? Shut up. For stealing my sister's thunder on her engagement party. My sister recently got engaged to her fiance. No shit. The fuck? Anyway,
well, stop, yo.
Come on, yo. People, yo. I hate when people say the blatantly obvious. Like,
yo, my sister got
it's not
engaged to her
just
fiance.
Implied. It's not just implied. It's the definition. Like,
yeah, but
anyway.
You got to hear the whole sentence. It might make sense.
No, their engagement party was basically a dinner with friends and close relatives, and my sister went all out on the food. To her, marriage is a huge deal, and she's had her whole wedding and married life planned out since we were kids.
Right.
I've never felt the same excitement for weddings and kids and such things, even though I do want it all at some point. And since I'm a lesbian in a homophobic family, I long ago accepted that a big fancy wedding with my father walking me down the aisle isn't part of the plan.
That sucks. This quote said brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department.
Yo, oh my God. God damn it.
Yeah, it was perfect.
No, it was.
He nailed it.
Shit. I've lost my place. This doesn't sadden me much, but my sister, who's the only one in my family who knows about my sexuality, has been convinced that I'm jealous of her since she started dating her fiance. The dinner started out great, but after the main course, my family and relatives started asking about my dating life. It was pretty harmless questions at first, such as, when are you getting a boyfriend and why aren't you dating? I saw that boy hitting on you just yesterday. It annoyed me, but my sister seemed even more annoyed. After dessert, when the alcohol started kicking in, the questions got a little out of hand. My mom said, I can't believe your sister got engaged first. You've always been more social. And my grandma commented on that I was the more attractive sister. Oh, my sister obviously got hurt by this, and I caught her crying in the bathroom at one point. I tried to talk to her, but all she said was, happy, you made my engagement all about you, and then avoided me for the rest of the party. So, this is the part where I might have been the bad guy. After my aunt asked when I would get a boyfriend for the millionth time, and I'd had my millionth glass of wine, I told her that I'd never get a boyfriend, but when I got a girlfriend, she'd be the first to know. I then stormed out of the apartment, accidentally knocking a glass over, and took a cab home. My phone immediately started blowing up, but I turned off notifications and went straight to bed. One of me and my sister's mutual friends, who was at the party, told me the next day that a wild discussion about what I said to my aunt was held, and then the party was cut short. My sister locked herself in her room crying, and everyone went home. I have now been blocked by most of my family and relatives. My sister sent me a nasty text about how me coming out on her party, at her party, stole her thunder, and my mother no longer considers me family. I'm not gonna try to make up excuses.
Her mother.
I'm not gonna try to make up excuses for my behavior, because I definitely could have been a more supporting sister. But I just wanted to know: am I the asshole?
All right, so I might be the asshole for saying this. No,
not at all.
See, here's the thing: she did not intentionally go there.
No,
to come out.
Nah,
but when you think about the fact that she's obviously been holding all of this shit in, knowing that her family is a certain type of way, and she was being antagonized about who she's dating and the assumption that it would be a man, and you put that in the further context of knowing what her family is like, knowing what she's had to hide, and then she had a couple of these. Nah. I
can't hold her.
You know who's the asshole?
The sister.
Yep.
Actually, the whole family.
And the whole family.
Yeah.
A bunch of assholes. That she had to hide who she was because she knew they wouldn't accept her for what she was. And then to be antagonized constantly about that sort of shit.
Now, here's the thing. You know my secret. So you know why I have to answer them the way that I'm answering them. You were there. You saw what happened. I didn't start doing anything. They came bothering me. Why are you upset? You're being unreasonable.
Cause you came out on my merch. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my friend that I didn't like her wedding dress? 3 months ago, I attended my friend's wedding. Her wedding was a destination wedding at a beach venue. When she arrived, she was wearing a poofy, bright red dress, the kind you'll see celebrities wearing at the Met Gala. It was very unique, and she stood out beautifully, but in my opinion, the dress didn't flatter her, nor the venue, and I personally didn't like it. But I wasn't going to be the person to tell her that on her wedding day and ruin the night for her. So the rest of the day was very fun, and I had an incredible time with her and all of our other friends. My opinion of her dress, I kept to myself because I dislike talking behind people's backs, and it wasn't my place to tell her what she shouldn't have worn. After all, it was her wedding day, and she should wear something she feels amazing in. And I noticed that she had an amazing, confident aura wearing that dress, and I felt amazing for her.
Did you?
Yesterday, she came to my house to watch a movie with me. Before we started watching, she talked about how her parents told her that her wedding dress didn't look good and that she should have worn a white, simple dress. They're very traditional. Then she asked me what I honestly thought about her wedding dress, and most respectfully, I told her that while I thought that the dress made her stand out amazingly and it was very unique, in my personal opinion, I wasn't very fond of it and that it did not flatter her. She was quiet for a second, then she got up and left. Even though I tried explaining to her that I didn't mean to offend or insult her, she left in the end. I tried messaging her, but I got no response. Today, her husband messaged me saying that she cried for hours after I met with her, that I was very disrespectful and that I had no place to criticize her dress. One of her best friends sent me a long message about how, while he agrees with me, I didn't have to tell her that because it isn't our place and that I came across as jealous and pathetic. I don't know what to do or say, and I'm having trouble even contemplating whether I was wrong. So what do you think? Am I the asshole? Edit. Somebody told me to add this comment reply to my post. At first, I told her she stood out and looked confident, blah, 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 blah. So also, guys, seriously, thank you so much for actually making me realize I was definitely in the wrong. But I didn't really think it through many times in my head and just said what I was truly feeling. And I understand how wrong it was, especially since it was about something she now couldn't change. I've seen a lot of people saying I could have said something before her wedding, but I wasn't one of her bridesmaids. And she said she wanted to keep everything a surprise. Also, we've always had a very honest and blunt kind of relationship. And she's always told me that she dislikes white lies. And if someone asks you something, you should always answer it truthfully. This is the woman who told me and my boyfriend of 2 years to break up to our faces because she thought we weren't compatible for each other since he traveled a lot for his work. And although I was upset, looking back, I realized that relationship was absolutely going nowhere. This is why I disagree with the comments that say that I should have just lied. I honestly cannot lie to her, and lying about something would make me feel guilty. But I completely take responsibility for talking about the negatives when I should have only spoken about the honest positives. I messaged her if I can meet up with her, and she replied saying she was thinking of that too. We're meeting each other in a few hours, and I'll try to apologize to her and tell her that it didn't matter what I or her parents thought of the dress. If she felt amazing and confident in it, then that was the perfect dress for her. Thank you for everything. I'll show her this post and we'll update after I've met with her. Further edit. Her in-laws wanted her to wear red because in their culture, the bride wears red. She didn't want the traditional dress, but they came to a conclusion to at least let the dress be red. I also want to say that when I said it wasn't flattering on her, I meant that the dress didn't match her height. And some parts were loose on her. Not that she and her body was the problem, but more that the dress didn't perfectly fit her. That is what I told her, but I didn't want to go into detail about her in the post, which is why I only said it didn't flatter her. All right.
So this is a very key part of this, where she says her sister was very forward with her and her boyfriend. Was very forward with her and her boyfriend about how they should just break up. Told them to their face, y'all should break up because y'all not really compatible, this, that, and the third. That's a key component because what she'll argue is this our relationship. We tell each other what's on our whatever. Or she did obviously had no problem doing that with me in my situation. I can do that with her and hers. And that I think is she can hold on to that if she wants. But I would say that you didn't have to mention anything about her dress. You really didn't have to say anything. You could have just. But if that's what you looked at, like, this is our relationship. She told me when she tried to keep real with me, I keep real with her. But I guess. But when you factor in the fact that she already was getting it from the other people, right? And then you came in. I don't know. I don't know. Because you can make the argument that you ain't had to say nothing.
I vehemently 1,000% disagree with where your statement was heading. 1,000%. Because here's the thing. Fuck the thing about her and her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. That's not relevant. Mm-hmm. She didn't like the dress.
Right.
She didn't say anything about the dress. Mm-hmm. She didn't tell anybody that was at the wedding she didn't like the dress. Mm-hmm. She didn't tell the bride that she didn't like the dress. Mm-hmm. She was asked her opinion about the dress. Who knows how long later?
That's true. Question.
Yes.
Do you always say what you think?
Question. Do you know me?
See, that's the difference. If you want to know, that is the difference.
Here's the thing. This is I like this type of one of these because there's no objective right or wrong.
Right.
This is all subjective. Me? What people are suggesting that she did would be like if I wrote a song right now, at this point that I am in my artistry world, and I sent it to you, and you thought it was dumpster juice,
right?
And you was like, yeah, this will work.
Nah, bro, I can't do that.
Right!
Because here's the thing, bro. The difference. There's a level of embarrassment I do not want you to have to go through when potentially thousands of people might hear that shit.
Right.
However, this was just...
now, here's the thing. This was in the past, right? Mm-hmm. So, it's a little different than that. But my counter argument would be the same exact thing, nigga. It's in the past. You already did it. You already wore the dress. Why the fuck does it matter what I think about it now?
That's true.
You already wore it.
It only matters because them other people said something
That's
to her.
That's the only thing. You didn't want her opinion. You wanted her to tell you that your parents were wrong.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right.
Like, I'm not that friend. I saw a post talking about I don't know if I told the story on here. So I saw this post about this dude. He was talking about blunt versus truth. Mm-hmm. Like, people often say they're blunt and tell the truth when they're actually just being mean. Well, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. In his example, he said he went to a friend's play and he thought that her performance was amazing. Mm-hmm. But he thought that the play was the worst thing he's ever seen.
The play was dumb.
No, literally he said the worst thing I've ever seen. He said she asked him when they got into when after the play was over, he met her outside and she asked him what he thought. And he simply said, "You did great." Mm-hmm. He said later on, he would have a conversation about her, about the fact that he didn't like the play. Mm-hmm. And his overall point was, I'm paraphrasing because he didn't say these words, but this is what it meant. Tell the truth. You don't have to tell the whole truth, but just tell the truth. Make sure you tell the truth. Mm-hmm. Fuck that noise. Because and again, it depends on who you are, right? If you're my friend and it's just you and I talking,
yeah,
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
It's right. Just not. I'm telling you the truth. Like, no, I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I'm not rocking with it. I don't think you should do this. Blah blah. Right. Whatever the case is.
Right.
But that's going to be followed up with certain things. Like, if we were in public, it's a different situation.
Right.
But since it's just me and you, I wasn't a fan.
Right.
I don't like this.
Not a fan.
So you can be blunt without being brutal.
Yeah. But also there's the other side of this is that a lot of times what people are calling the truth is not that. It's a subjective how they feel. Now it depends on how the question is worded. The question is, what did you think? What did you think? Right. The truth would be, this is how I really feel. Mm-hmm. Not that how I feel is necessarily a fact.
Objective,
but
right.
You asked me
right. You asked my
how
opinion.
I feel, my stuff, right? Too many times the people that lack tact say, I just be telling the truth.
Yeah, they don't. Sometimes you don't. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You ask my opinion, I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Right.
I'm telling you how I feel. Like group chat. I already hate group chats, so I'm already annoyed. But someone's like, "Why do I always run into guys that want to talk on the phone in the getting to know you stage and blah blah this?" And I said, because you're interested in dating human beings.
Yeah, like
that's how human beings tend to get to know people.
I don't. Wait a minute. What was the complaint? Was she complaining that they was on the phone talking, or?
Yes. Let me read it so I don't have to make anything up. Why do I keep meeting men that want to talk on the phone or FaceTime? This shit is annoying. So before I got to make my joke, somebody else said, I don't know. I've been told that's how people communicate. And then I said, you beat me to it. I was gonna say because he's interested in dating a human being. So they said humans don't need to talk on the phone to communicate anymore. Phone calls are for short conversations and emergencies. Get to know me in person. I've got other things I want to be doing aside from having to be stuck on the phone. So I responded, well, there's just another thing you don't like that doesn't match how reality works. Because here's the thing. No, I'm on record on here expressing.
Right.
I don't like being on the phone.
Yeah.
I do not like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
I talk on the phone every single day.
Of course you do.
Because I am dating someone
right
that wants to talk to me and have
they can't always be in person there.
Right. They want to have actual conversations. That's how that works. Will you potentially find somebody that doesn't like talking on the phone? Absolutely possible. 100%. However, in our age range that we are in, this is how we were taught to communicate.
Right.
When we were growing up, there were no cell phones. We got cell phones as we got older.
Right.
We were taught to communicate either in person or through the phone. Well, guess what? If you don't know this person that well, you're not going to be around them in person that often.
Yeah. I don't understand that because, again, me and my wife barely talk on the phone now.
That's years and years. Right.
And this is what I'm saying. It's because the relationship worked. But initially, for the first month, phone shit, phone tag.
Right.
Then currently, when we was living in different cities, further on, not currently, but further, we was living in different cities, bam.
Right.
Now we live together.
Right.
So
no need.
We had to go through that part until the relationship evolved. We was around each other all the time. And the only time now we spend time on the phone is if I'm out of town and she's out of town.
Right.
And she'll call me so at some point during the day and definitely at night before she goes to bed.
Right.
And me vice versa. But the rest of the time we not on the phone. The early part of the relationship, that's part of it.
That's absolutely.
That's part of it.
Again, for younger people, maybe not so much. But again, in my age range and older, this is how we were taught to communicate.
I would love to know how the younger people who, like, and when I say younger, let me specify age range. Out of school, so let's say 18
so like
to 25. I'm interested in knowing what is the alternative when you first meet somebody and you're not around them all the time.
Here's the thing.
Is it text?
I don't know that. I only say that to give some, because whenever I make a point, I like to give the counterpoint. Mm-hmm. I only say that to give the counterpoint. I don't know that they aren't still talking with them because FaceTime is so big. I'm fairly certain most of them are just FaceTiming each other.
Yeah, which is
like
still
there are some
talking on the phone.
Yeah, I feel like some people, there are absolutely people who try to get through it through texting.
Yeah,
I've dated a couple people that even though they're my age, they still don't like talking on the phone. Right. So I've dated a couple people that a lot of the getting to know you part was through text, and we just made sure we saw each other.
I've done that before.
Oh no! Again, like I said, I don't have any issue with that at all because I don't like talking on the phone. I got so many other things that I can do that talking on the phone prohibits me from doing.
Right.
But I still understand reality.
Yeah.
I know that, again, at least for people, because I'm only dating people in my age range. So people in my age range, we were raised to talk on the phone.
On the phone, B. Like there's a little, hold up. There's a whole hood culture where you see a girl, you holler at it, and you exchange phone numbers.
It's an entire thing.
Like so much a thing that you had to develop a certain technique or swag and still be able to read the room with how you approach her to get the number, because the whole thing was to get the digits.
Correct.
Get her mad.
So the person who made the joke before me then says, I understand. I hate talking on the phone. I prefer in person, but I guess you got to compromise in dating. And I followed up. I said, I hate it too. But unreasonable rules make progression harder.
They do. But I'm trying to understand. So Discord says my kids use Discord with their friends a lot. So they but pass messages to you and then you.
That's funny. Shut up. So then and this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. I knew that it was loosely related, but this is a perfect example. The person that we're talking to ignores me and goes to the other friend who kind of sugarcoated for her and says, thank you. I knew someone at least knew how I felt. The problem is they want you to compromise by being on the phone when they want to call. However, they won't compromise and not have you on the phone forever, knowing that you don't like it. So what this person did is, even though the other person was still saying what I was saying, but because they sugarcoated it, this allowed the first person to inoculate themselves from the criticism of their stupidity and double down.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
And this is why I tell my friends the truth. Because I don't want it to be a situation where you're doing something that even might be objectively weird.
Right.
And I'm letting you know that I don't understand why you don't understand how humans work at this point. But this is not how human interaction. They
allowed the person to double down and not get the point.
Right.
And
it's like, bro, what do you mean? Yep. Thank you. So absolutely not the asshole because of this. Because this is what happens when the people suggested that you do, goddamn
it. Right. But let me just say this. When she talked about how the friend or whatever literally told her and her boyfriend to their face that they shouldn't be together and they should break up because blah 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 blah. To me, that's a much harsher.
Oh, man.
That's kind of crazy, bro.
I didn't like your dress.
Yeah, yo, that's crazy.
Again, that's a scenario where in real time, this situation exists, and you're telling me to my face.
Yeah, bro, that's
not
worse.
Good. My situation is something in the past that you got through. You made it through the other side of this decision that I felt was bad. You made it to the other side of it already. This is me telling you in the past only because you asked me my opinion on it.
Right. She said
2 different things.
She said,
yeah, this ain't gonna work.
You and this nigga used to break up because
yo, you know what's funny about that? No, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind. I was about to. I was about to.
So crazy.
Oh,
see, you know, because listen, tact is the thing.
Yes, absolutely.
And people who act like it's not are typically not good in business.
They're the scum of the earth.
Yeah, like it's a lot of things y'all you can't do without it.
Mm-hmm.
And you obviously, since you don't have a way to turn it on and turn it off with the appropriate people,
right,
you'll lose more than you'll gain. You'll lose opportunities more than you get because you got motherfuckers don't know how to handle this shit. They don't, yo. They don't. They don't.
Like, again, that's why I stress that when it's just me and my friends.
Yes, right.
In that group chat is nothing but my friends. And this one friend decided to put that in the group chat. I'm not about to sugarcoat.
Let me ask you this, though.
What up?
Did you continue, like when the person decided that they were going to take the path of least resistant opinion?
Oh, I didn't say anything else.
Oh, I was about to say.
No, I didn't say anything else.
Since that is
because that would have been brutal. That would have been brutal. There's a difference between blunt and brutal.
That's true.
Brutal would have been me continuing to hammer my point.
Right.
You understand what I mean, because the fact that you purposely ignored me and named the other person in your response, right. that lets me know you understand the point that I'm making. You get it.
You could have put
you were just trying to be delusional.
Maybe you could have put a finer point.
I could have added an exclamation point to it.
I
could have, but again, I would have considered that brutal.
Yeah, it would.
Now
it would have started some shit. Man.
Here's the thing. I might have done it if it was just us talking. If it was just the two of us talking.
But if it was just the two of y'all talking, she wouldn't have had that other opinion. That other opinion wouldn't have been there. So.
Well, maybe. This motherfucker be delusional a lot. So, yeah. But if that had happened, if it was just two of us, yes, I would have been like, no, that's not how that goes. When you're talking about compromise in dating, compromise is not the same thing as tit for tat.
Right. Agree.
They are two separate things.
Agree.
What you're talking about is tit for tat. Because you want to be on the phone, I'll talk to you, and you don't hold me on the phone all the time forever. What that is number one, you trying to be tit for tat, and number two, you not having the backbone to say when the conversation no longer serves you, all right, I'll get off here, I'm gonna talk to you later.
Yep.
Because that's always an option. Yep. You can talk to
right.
somebody for a while and enjoy the conversation, and once the conversation has run its course, you can say, hey, all right, cool, I gotta go do something, I'll talk to you later.
I got work to do, I got stuff I need to do, I can't be on the phone all day, I'll talk to you. Absolutely. And the other person should respect that. I've actually been in situations where the woman didn't. They would always. It was so annoying. And I knew that shit wasn't gonna last with us because I legitimately I got to leave. I can't be on this phone this whole time. Why? Yo, I hate that shit. Yo, I knew that shit wasn't gonna last, bro. I knew it wasn't gonna last. I knew it was gonna last.
Oh, I hate that shit with a passion.
I knew it wasn't gonna last.
If I tell you I gotta get on the phone, it's because
just let it go. Just
like it's that simple. Now, to be fair, if I'm enjoying talking to the person I'm talking, actually, it doesn't even matter. If I'm talking to you and I've chosen to actually have this conversation with you, 9 times out of 10, when I say I gotta go, I will explain what's happening. Like usually, like not no dissertation or nothing.
Right.
Oh, yo, I gotta get back to this music. I'll let you.
Right.
Or I'm about to go to sleep. I'll talk to you in the morning.
Oh, that's more important. Yo, I have been there, bro. I've been there.
Dip set.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like
that you got twice to do that, and the first time better be you.
Oh, wait.
Better be you trolling.
Wait. McKenna answered the question. We have someone from that demographic. She
said
FaceTiming is big, Discord too, but also text. I mean, video chats in general as a non-iPhone user, so no FaceTime for me,
right?
And a lot of others. So yeah, effectively still talking on the phone.
Yes.
Not solely, but
well, see, here's the thing about that. Technology changes.
Technology exists.
So it may
I embrace and welcome the text message.
Listen. The reality situation is, I get it. Maybe at some point you had a can and a string.
That's
had a can and string.
That's hilarious.
Maybe I was doing it that way. That's fine for that time, I suppose. Right? Or before that, maybe y'all was sending smoke signals up to each other, and it was all right. But the technology,
ladies and gentlemen, Tim and I talk every
single day.
The only time that we are in something that's like a phone call is when we're recording BCGz.
Facts.
We will text, we will send voice messages, but there's no reason for us to be on the phone. We aren't phone people.
No. The only people that you'll see me on the phone with on a regular basis or semi-regular basis is a lot of my older friends who this is not, that's all they know. They don't know nothing else. But most of,
no, the only people I talk to on the phone on a regular basis is like Chrissy, Marcus, and Fed. Like, that's it. That's the extent.
And that's like, these are major members of your inner circle.
These are all like Marcus is very, very close to me. It's not the time isn't as long, but for the other two motherfuckers, it's double digit years that we in. I'm fucking, I don't even talk on the phone to my mother. The only time that I'm talking on the phone to my mother is if I'm on my way to her house and I need to grab something from the store or something like that. The 90% of our communication is through text because she don't like being on the phone either.
This goes just wait till we're all streaming thought reactions from our Neuralink.
That's hilarious. But but even me saying all that, I still understand that when you're dating someone in the getting to know them phase, you should probably talk to them on the phone because it's easy to misconstrue text, and then you have to re-explain, and it's easy. It's much easier. I'm someone who I just told y'all I don't even talk to my mother on the phone,
right?
But it's necessary when you're dating someone.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Now I talk to my mom on the phone because again, different generation.
Right.
She don't know how to use none of this shit, and we don't live in the same city anymore, right? But even with that, I make sure I hit her up at least once a week, make sure she's good, hear her voice, all that shit. McKenna says, I feel video chats and Discord are as close to in person we can get right now.
Well, hold on, pause. That is an extension of a phenomenon that I had long tried to pretend I didn't understand. I guess subconsciously, it means you're getting older.
Yeah,
because what happens is friends tend to separate in ways as you get older.
Yeah,
those same things aren't those same things anymore, and you have different interests and different people in your lives. And blah blah blah. So yeah,
it makes sense. She has a monthly lunch date with her friend Maddie in Virginia. We both get lunch so we can eat together, talk, and send. See, this is the great
that's
thing
being
about
intentional.
Technology. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, y'all having the lunch date. Y'all got the video. Y'all can see each other. Y'all talking shit. See each other's expressions. Y'all be like, that shit is dope.
Yeah,
that shit's dope, and it's not necessarily something that's obtrusive in your life. You being intentional.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing about the dating thing. for anybody that I've talked to, dating wise, I always tell everybody I don't like being on the phone because it's true. I'm not gonna.
And you might as well say put it out there.
Yeah. Right. So some of the responses I've gotten are absolutely true. They don't change how I feel about it though. Like it is relatively impersonable to just text. Relatively.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're getting to know someone.
Right.
If you know somebody forever, that's
different.
Again, yeah. But if you're getting to know somebody, it's kind of impersonable. And on top of that, it does not necessarily show intention.
Right.
Because the idea that you can't set aside a few minutes of your day to talk to me, to give me some attention, it's probably a red flag.
Yeah, agreed.
For if you're dating someone, it's probably a red flag. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
My Discord means our Discord chat, like we're going through feasts together, same as we did in person. Plus, it's fun to share what food we have around. We have a list of places to eat whenever I go visit. Hey,
that's dope.
That's my thing. That's what made me think about the last thing I said, because that's being intentional.
Yes.
That is dedicating a portion of your day or your time to a person in order to commune.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
at all.
But it does matter to have to be able to compromise with the other person's likes and dislikes. And if the other person is not really a phone person, you need to bear that in mind when you get on the phone and y'all have your daily communication. I know this person don't like to be on the phone like that. So we're going to get it in. I'm going to tell him about my day, let him tell me about my day, and then about his day, and then I'm not going to hold him.
Right.
Whatever, you know.
So here's the thing. Funny thing, comparing to the last two people that I dated. So the person I'm dating now is like, both of them, I told them, like, yo, I hate being on the phone. I absolutely hate being on the phone. But we're dating. I understand that it's a necessity.
Right.
Because we're dating.
I know how you humans work. I've been here.
Right. I'm aware of humanity. Come on. So the person I was dating prior, instead of acknowledging that I was compromising, instead of acknowledging that I was compromising, she just wouldn't call me.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, you clearly don't understand how compromise works, because you think you're doing a good thing,
but you're not. That's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying.
I'm saying I understand that it's a necessity that we talk on the phone, so we can talk on the phone.
Right. But I'm telling you, that's not my first
right
like or choice.
Person I'm dating now is like, oh, okay, cool, I understand. I'm not gonna hound you with it, but
I'm gonna bear that in mind.
I want to talk to you,
right, nigga.
And I'm like, well, shit, you right.
Right.
What the fuck am I saying?
But you, it's not like you were saying she couldn't. You were just saying,
no. I just don't prefer. Like, I'd rather not. In general, it has nothing to do with you personally.
Right.
I'd rather not do that. But how we really don't have much else way to effectively communicate in a way that works,
especially when y'all got different work schedules. And or one's
live in
out
different
town.
Places, different lives, different people that we gotta deal with, and different responsibilities.
You can't always be on the phone all the goddamn time. Right. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time, I remember years ago, it's one girl I was dating, where we would, because we had different work schedules. I worked overnight. She worked early in the morning. Right.
Oh God.
Yeah. So because my monkey ass don't really. Like I'm on my way home when she's going in, so I talk to her on the phone till she gets to work, because I'm headed home. You know what I'm saying? You going in? This is the window, right? This is the window. So while she's on the
green light, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Yep, we talking about the stuff. What you gonna do today? Blah, 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 blah. What happened last night? Yeah, it was some bullshit. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? You go back and forth, back and forth. Then when she gets in the office, I don't talk to her no more for hours. Right. She knows I'm trying to get some sleep in. Right? But because it's been a long time since I actually slept 8 hours, typically it wouldn't be that.
Right.
So,
right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? So at some point, she will be, before I go to work, she'll be able to call again. And we have this long conversation or whatever, depending on what I'm doing at the time. Of course, at that time, I spent most of my time during the week working, and coming home making beats and writing raps. That was my existence. And then the weekend to get my kid. That was my existence. You know what I'm saying? So she did know you had to say, look, I'm a creative. If I'm over here in the midst of figuring some shit out with this, it ain't a good idea to be
right. McKenna said again, making reasonable compromises for the people in your life and being respectful of that on both ends.
Right.
Something the am I the asshole people tend to have issues with.
Facts.
That is so that's so factual.
They're so confused about how to handle some of that shit.
Biddy says I used to be very codependent and constantly contacting the person, but as it was seen as annoying, so I don't do that anymore, as I don't want to be bothering people, so I now leave it. See, here's the thing. That's another thing that's subjective. That's another thing that's going to change from person to person. Actually, not even just from person to person.
Moment to moment.
It
depends on what's happening.
There are things that I did that I experienced in my dating life now that when I experienced earlier, I did not like.
Right.
I was a fan of it. But I've changed as a person. So yeah, that's highly subjective. That's highly subjective. And don't let that's why I feel like self-awareness is important, right? Because don't let someone show you out of who you are.
Yeah, facts.
Also, have the awareness to understand if they have a point or not.
Right. 100%. Do they have a point? What they saying? Are you being a bit? Because I actually wound up breaking up with somebody based on that.
Yeah.
I was at work on my lunch break, and I only had a certain amount of time to eat. Then I had to get back out there on the floor. Matter of fact, this is the same person I was talking about previously. There was literally one woman that worked anywhere near the rest of us. It's mostly men. This was a spice company where you were lifting tonnage and all that shit. It was men. There's one woman, and she wasn't on any other. She wasn't doing lift stuff. She was doing some other thing in there. She hit me with, "You boy over there having lunch with some?"
No.
What you not gonna do is when I'm at a job that I don't like, but I have to be there because it pays the bills and keeps my kid in Rugrats videos and clothes and shit. Right. What you not gonna do is then try to make my work day more miserable than it already is, because I'm literally lifting 30,000 pounds of material into a machine a night.
Facts.
Only to have to talk to you on this lunch break and hear you accuse me of some shit that is just not moored in reality, because there's literally only one older woman that works here in the office, and the rest is a bunch of guys up here.
Facts. All facts.
Oh, boy.
Yo, that'd piss me off. Yo,
she did that one too many times, and
I actually went through something like that, but it was much worse. It was much worse. I was on a macro level, a tiny bit of it was my fault because I am not someone, and I know a lot of people say this, I just haven't found it to cause an issue, except for in this one instance,
right,
about dating people you work with, mainly because
a night
of the way that my company is set up, I don't really. They work for the company, but I don't really work with them.
Right, I know what you're saying.
So anyway, one of my exes and my ex, currently my last person I was in a relationship with, while we were in a relationship, she had went through my phone and saw a text thread between me and one of my other exes. Mm-hmm. And in the thread, I said, I'm sorry, let me tell you what she said before I tell you what I said. Mm. So it's 3:00 in the morning. Hey, what? Who is such and such? And no, who is such and such? I'm like, you know them. They work for the company. Oh, okay. So you want to be all over their body? What? Mind you, I'm still sleepy. So I'm not sure what's going on. You want to be all over their body? All right, what are you talking about? So she hands me my phone.
Fuck.
So she hands me my phone. You know what I actually said?
What's that?
So there's this woman that is of the older variety, mm-hmm. but she's super nice. Like she's like almost too nice.
Right.
Like too personable. Like almost like leave me alone, lady. Mm-hmm. So my ex, who I was just friends with, we were texting, and I said, such and such wants you. And she was like, stop playing with me. I said, oh no, she wants you all over her body. So I scrolled down to the beginning of that conversation and handed her the phone back and went back to sleep.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Oh, the apology that I got in the morning, because she didn't dare wake me back up.
Of course not.
Oh, fuck no. Matter of fact, she didn't even sleep in the room. She went and slept on the couch. Yo, she went and slept on the couch, did not wake me back up. The apology that I got in the morning was award-winning. Almost as if she had stayed up the rest of that night writing her speech. Like,
this goes to context.
Bruh, like, first of all, those aren't the words you're saying aren't the words that I said. And if you looked at the beginning of the conversation, you would see what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the thing.
That is,
that was the thing.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I'm not with this person anymore.
Of course not. That shit wasn't going to work.
The conversation didn't last much longer after that.
He need to grow up.
Shut up, Discord.
Oh, shit. And with that.
Yeah. So, this was, just a podcast.
Yeah, it's just a podcast. Speaking of something just being...
Yeah, speaking of that, we got this EP coming out.
Yes.
Tuesday.
It should be live on all streaming services.
Right? Let me double check. Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So, some of y'all have seen, some of y'all have not seen the stuff that we've been sharing about it.
Yes.
For that, make sure that you are following the Multi-World page on Facebook. Make sure you are following Tim on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on TikTok.
Yes.
Make sure you're following all of our pages.
That's it.
Facebook. Yep, just an EP.
Everybody relax.
Relax. Just calm down.
Just an EP.
Actually, Tim, we should probably do that too.
Yeah, we do. Need to do that. We did need to do that.
Yeah. So, well, Tim has all that.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be on Bandcamp. It'll be on all the streaming platforms and all that other good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's coming. Now, because of how DistroKid works, it might not be on all of the streaming platforms on the 6th,
right.
but it'll eventually make it to all of them.
Eventually.
Also, there's no reason for me to announce that yet. Yeah, I think that's all the extra.
Yeah, so towards the regular schmegular.
Yeah.
As y'all know, we are under the last day. These are the last days of the Extra Bit Issue 0 Clash of Consequences Kickstarter. If you have not, please consider backing this. You still got some hours to do it. Get yourself some physical copy books. Also, because of the stretch goals, you'll be getting more than just the physical copy book. You'll also be getting another book with two back history stories in that book, trading cards, 6-pack of trading cards, and some character prints, small minis, and the slightly bigger ones. Also, this was a hell of an experience. It showed what the company was capable of and what direction we can move in. I am super excited about the direction of where this could all lead, and with you guys' support, I have no doubt that we will be able to get there. Yeah. Also,
wait, I did forget something. The email thing. Yeah, send me your emails. Stop playing. Listen, because again, in addition, this is what I'm about to say is not what I was talking about. But in addition to what I was saying, we are also going to be starting a newsletter.
Yes.
It'll be effectively be a version of what we do at the end of the show. You'll get the updates about Majestic. You'll get the updates about everything by SBJ. You'll get Metas and Mutants. You'll get Dove. You'll get Heard Through the Grapevine. You'll get our music. You'll get all of that stuff in email form. So if you have not sent us the email that you use, then make sure you send us the email that you use.
Absolutely. Also, do not forget to check out my man Jada Nerd's channel. Don't forget to check out Heard It Through the Grapevine. That's Christy's podcast that she co-hosts on. Don't forget Metas and Mutants with my man Super Side Guy. If you have not already, subscribe to the Multiverse Entertainment channel. Hit that notification bell. Also, Majestic Comics has an official YouTube channel as well. You're gonna want to hit that. And in a few hours, I'll let you guys know. But in a few hours, I'm going to be streaming over there on Graydon's channel, talking about the comic book and all that good shit. So do not forget to check that out as well.
Correct.
And for my man SBJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.